Which would be a little weird to me, but I think that's going. Chilling about the chill time. Back into the fail zone. Sorry. We're flying a little solo to start, but I will have a couple people on for a bit. But we'll run through the stuffs. Yeah, I should probably switch off the start soon starter. So let's look at the business. Oh, shit. Oh, man, chat, forgot to fix that. Just 1 second, chat. But honestly, it's okay to start off solo for a second, just so I can kind of uninterrupted get my thoughts out. Hey, it's Fail Portrayal. We got a couple of business in the start. For starters, we're doing Blackwings because, as hype as the synchro music usually is, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock while we're running this, Alex Cimo has unfortunately passed away. Sorry, I've been practicing the speech in my head, but that was harder to say than I thought. It's very unfortunate. 32, younger than me. A little crazy, but didn't know Cimo personally, obviously. Didn't interact with him a lot. Wasn't really following his content lately, but he was a pillar of the kind of Yugi tubing community, and I can speak at least for myself. We probably wouldn't be here right now with Fail Portrayal if it wasn't for him. If it wasn't for his progression series, obviously, which made a shitload of spin-offs, including the one I ran with my friends on this channel, most of whom are part of the Fail Portrayal crew, the group and gang we got for that. So that's another big one, and also, obviously, with a lot of influence of other creators like MBT and stuff, I wouldn't have known about MBT without Cimo's History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Series either. Like, that was where I was first introduced to him. And then, obviously, kind of see the Yugi tubing sphere, the Wonky Quartet, and all that kind of stuff. So, it had a big positive impact on the community. So, yeah, it's very tragic. He fought to the bitter end. And I know some of his treatments were successful, but, it's... When you know, and I can only figure a way that at least I hope Cimo would approve. Because, he was fighting and seemed upbeat through a lot of it. We're going to talk about Blackwings because of the one of many infamous Cimo memes about why do we play Blackwing? And so we're going to do Blackwing. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's a sad occasion, but also we're picking Blackwing, which is an anime archetype in 2 animes. It's in the manga. There's a crazy amount of these guys. So we're going to have fun. But yeah, crazy stuff. I also think I posted this in a post that was members only, just to let people know. But I'm experimenting with running a members poll for Fail Portrayal on YouTube memberships to kind of drive up that interaction a little, stimulate that economy, and not too shill just after I've given, hey, we wouldn't be here right now if not for Cimo, who has unfortunately passed on. But yeah, there's a members poll, which is either running or it ran. YouTube's polls are not as cool on the back end as Patreon, so I don't know if the poll is still live. I can't really adjust how long it runs, but we're setting it up to run, and if it ended early, it ended early. I'll figure it out, later, maybe the start of next month or something. We'll continue to work on it, but that's there for YouTube members to look at. And next week we'll probably be jumping to the Warhammer MTG series, among other things, because also there was the unfortunate, though slightly less odd in time passing of famous Warhammer artist John Blanche. So it's been a bit of a tough week in some circles. I will re-enable the chat window, but even if I had it off or on, it would be in a weird spot. But I will be joined shortly by the gang to talk about some Blackwings. Other than normal business to get out of the way, there is a Genesis Point update, and they also combined it with their blog post about the changes into one post, which is probably pretty good. That's a good run. That's looking pretty cool. There's some very fun stuff going on there. It's funny, some people are like upset about how they phrase the point increase to dimensional fissure. Other people seem happy with it. This is always going to be one of those personal preference things. I think the way it works is the TCG and possibly the greater like Konami sphere don't necessarily see Dimension Fissure as like a floodgate, but more as like one of those cards you sideboard in specific matchups as like a silver bullet, and it is costed like one of those silver bullet side deck cards, something that you have to play 3 of, so it's 10 points. That means it's 30 points. That's almost a third of your whole list has to be DeFi to make it reasonably see play. So, like, I think that's roughly okay. And if people, because they talked about how they're not increasing or decreasing the points of D-Shifter, but if DeFi continues to see play or increases in play despite the points, they'll raise the point cost. Because, like, I know there's some question about, like, data-driven versus, feelings, but if they're aiming for data-driven stuff, that is how it is. So that's your Genesis update. I have no updates on any craft. I've been building it in Master Duel, but I'm bad at it. Holy shit, it's a win.
Yeah, stream got canceled. Everyone else was also sick.
Oh, okay. Well, hey. What a failed portrayal to jump in on, to come back just today talking about how you've been deathly ill and been trying to fight your own scheduling. Welcome to the Alex Cimo Memorial Blackwings stream.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It is a shock. Like, I wasn't a fan of his content, but it still sucks to hear.
Yeah, I said this earlier before people joined me to, I took the opportunity to get my thoughts out, but, like, I think there's a solid through line that without Cimo, we wouldn't be here doing this specifically right now. Like, obviously, people were already part of the community for our YouTube channel, but, we started talking Yu-Gi-Oh! To get into progression, which was, a format that while he didn't invent it, it was his Engage's series that, like, really kicked off the idea of doing the progression thing, and yeah.
Well, it was the concept of, like, turning it more into a full Yu-Gi-Oh! Idea. Like, they different progression series existed in Magic, and I believe in other card games as well. It's not like Cimo was the first to ever do it. And I believe even Gage had sealed only before then, which was sort of the prototype of what progression series became.
Yes, but with
Alex
actual
really,
physical sealed product.
Yeah, Alex turned progression into, hell. I have some friends, actually, some of the people who are going to be on the stream that I was going to be a part of today, who are doing their own Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series still to this day. So that is still, like, going. That is still a thing that,
yeah,
like, people are getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Doing even circa 2026. It's crazy.
Yeah, hugely impactful. And of course, what can we do but play Blackwings? Which means we're in it. There's a lot of these guys.
I will give my quick piece on Cimo is that I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! From him circa that. I'm sure a lot of people have been seeing his, like, 12-year-old video of Cimo is the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, or whatever the hell the video was called. That's sort of hitting people's algorithms because people are finding it, commenting on it. It's just it's sort of the self-cycle of people see it, think about it, post like an in memoriam in there, and it spreads more. I've been watching him not from, like, that small, but from that time frame, like a decade ago, like when I was in high school, and like his Tech Tuesdays, I believe, like his video, or Tech Tuesday, maybe Tech Tuesday was Gage, but like he had his own tech series of talking about like random cards that might be funny techs. A funny one that people might know now is a Pointer of the Red Lotus. Alex did a video on that 10 years ago before it became like a large scale problem in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of old school stuff like that. You know, when before algorithms made all that onto TikTok and YouTube Shorts. A lot of people were just posting little videos to talk about things. Yeah, I was not following Cimo specifically that long, but definitely like the prog and history of Yu-Gi-Oh era. Like that's, I mentioned it before people joined me, that's where I first saw MBT, who obviously is a content creator that I currently follow right now, and like got piped into that future stuff as well. And I think between Progression Series and history of Yu-Gi-Oh, that's when I really went, man, Yu-Gi-Oh's cool. What's Yu-Gi-Oh doing these days? Oh, hey, there are people in my Discord who also like Yu-Gi-Oh? Shit, dude. Who wants to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh? Who wants to make a really big, Nops or oh, God, I don't even remember what the matchup was with the fucking, made the joke about Big Tree, the fucking Sylvan Spread, big Sequoia guy.
Sylvan's,
yeah, like other dumb stuff. We make our jokes about, on camera versus off camera Loth. Kiss the Cook, and it's just Ancient Gear Golem with the tongs. And that turned into a whole thing, which is, kind of manifested right here, right now in Fail Portrayal.
Yeah, like we had kind of our own variation of a deck build challenge that evolved into Progression. And like I looked up the first set that I played because I know it by heart, Secret Forces. With the Osenjus and all, that was the format that I played, and that was February 2015. So I probably got into his content maybe a year removed from that 12-year-old video. So that, like, Alex really was a pioneer of Yu-Gi-Oh content. I don't think there's any. I don't think anyone can ever deny that.
No. He is, is kind of the OG. It was, I know there were some, like, old OGs, but, like, when we say, OG in terms of that, like, and he was still in it. Like, I know a decent number of people did kind of drift away because of some of the practices. And obviously, Cimo didn't, play TCG format lately, but, he was out there making content, pioneering, and, connecting with lots of people, doing collabs also,
I mean, hell, the Rarin, CGB, I think even at some point Cimo did like something with the Prof. If people know like more Magic content,
yeah, he was also
Alex did as well.
He was a great ambassador for like Yu-Gi-Oh content creators because he did cross the line to MTG and other.
Yeah.
And I know like Riftbound tweeted out an in memoriam.
I will kill Rarin, but yeah. Hello.
Hey.
I will still forever kick Rarin off a cliff because I still think that guy is kind of scum. But like, outside of that,
We don't gotta get into.
We don't need to talk about him. This isn't about him.
That's right.
As I say.
Alex was a guy that just did a lot of shit, and I think you guys were talking about it earlier, but it's like, I would say foundational for, I guess, how the content sphere worked for like Yu-Gi-Oh. He was an annoying guy, but like he was like, I always thought he was just a guy that like cared about what he was doing and actually enjoying himself, even when he was
Very
doing
authentic,
like
yes.
masses. Like, because I feel like if he just didn't want to keep doing it, he just stopped doing it, which is like, I respect that. He could laugh at himself. He could have fun with things. He is the bane of everyone that does not use a fucking battle trap in their deck ever. Or any other battle trick ever.
Well, we'll probably be doing the phase alphabetically, so it'll be a hot second before Kalut comes up.
I thought we'd just start with that one to get out of the way.
No, I have to
memory.
have some some semblance of organization to this because there are a
There's
lot
like
of
50 of these, right?
I don't think it's 50, but there's a lot. So the way the wiki has them all listed by name, because of course there's a wiki table, because all of the Blackwings, or Black Feathers, if you don't know, are named after mostly wind-related things. You might call them weather effects, but also some of them are named after just, like, names for weather or names of winds. Some of them are named after, Greek gods of the winds. There's a whole lot of them. I also kind of feel like, because we have a lot of times where we tangent about 5Ds. We don't need to go back down that again.
Yeah.
But Blackwings are the deck of Crow, and Crow is a character who's kind of like in a weird place where generally people watch 5Ds and go, boy, this Crow guy kind of seems like he got really important all of a sudden. Like, he felt much more background, and now he's kind of part of a main triangle of characters. But
he kind of overtook one of the other signer characters and became the actual real signer, it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like he stole the role of the lady, which is like, which speaks way too hard about Japanese casting.
Good old Yu-Gi-Oh!
In this, well, it's not Women's History Month, but it's Pride Month still, so it's not great. Not great for you to do that to a lady.
Yeah, it's also Men's Mental Health Month, and I wish Crow none of that.
That's the problem, though. I don't, like I said, I haven't actually sat down to watch 5Ds, but I know summaries and I've seen some bits and clips. I think also Crow doesn't really have any trauma. Like, I don't know if he has a character arc. I think he's just a guy. He's a guy who plays birds.
From memory, he kind of comes in as a like mostly complete character in 5Ds, where like he is already the cool Yusei number 2, then we get Yusei number 3 and call him later, but we'll get to him. We'll get to him at a later point if we haven't already done Infernity. I think we did.
No. I know. Actually, no, we did do Infernity, a while ago. The lawn chair. We weren't really talking about the tropes to go with it, but yeah, no, like he. If I had to guess, I don't know. There's a little too much speculation on like where 5Ds went wrong and behind the scenes production stuff. But I would assume the idea was to bring in like you said, basically Yusei 2 to bring in a new character with a different deck, perhaps a deck that is a little more thematically organized than whatever the hell Yusei was doing, so that they could have him be in different duels and different circumstances, but basically be a bedrock character. A character in the ensemble you can always count on.
Crow's main gimmick was like, I mean, it's the same thing even in Arc 5, where he is like he is the guy who sticks around to be like explicitly the caretaker of a bunch of orphans. Like he's like it's a funny thing how like, oh, they're just retconning Crow and call it into this. I'm like, no, not really. They definitely implied that it wasn't just Jack. It wasn't just Jack and Yusei, and it makes sense that they may not have had Crow's design fully complete. I don't fully believe the conspiracies of Crow, like replacing a signer, but I do think there is something to be said of the fact that Blackwings are super popular, and while Crow there were plans for him to be a signer or like revealed to be one of them or something. Like he was involved in the storyline in a major way regardless, but they could have tweaked things because of Blackwing's popularity. I don't fully subscribe to like they threw out their plans and rewrote everything because Blackwings got popular, but they could have.
I would assume there are way too many Blackwings cards that like they already had a lot of these in the tank, like they were planning.
As a guy that is very familiar with Toku and like other just long-term Japanese shows, there is a weird thing where sometimes show writers for long-running Japanese programs just stop trying to give something to the female characters and give it more to another male character, and then it just keeps sometimes snowballs even if they're like not the most interesting character of the cast. This is just a recurring trend that's in like that sphere of like show
Yeah,
running.
and I don't know why, is the writers room finds that kind of character easier to write? Like I said, I feel like if Crow was kind of already fully realized. Also, Chad is saying there are 59 Blackwings, so I think I was wrong. There's a lot of these guys. But yeah, they're I don't know if it's because he's kind of a non-arced character. It's just oh, we didn't just have Crow do something. We don't need to worry about him having a plot arc or a character development. He's just a guy. He's here. He's Yusei number 2. Or
Also, Loft came in and then left because he's yet again some form of pain or illness.
No, don't say it that way. Loft's still here. He's just deafening and muting because he's scheduling a dental appointment, which we didn't need to talk about. But it also, like I said, I don't know if it's the writers, in Toku, you wonder if it's fan response to the character or if it's working with the actors, they just realize they can do more with a guy. I don't know, but definitely I think you're right that with long running shows, you do kind of get those
go past
characters
13
who
episodes,
be just the writer's favorite, just because I don't want to shit on shows that have long episode counts by any means, but I do want to mention to people, especially because Axe brought up this as a joke, but anime is usually done one core at a time, 12 or 13 episodes. You watch a show on Netflix, it's only 8 fucking episodes, and then you gotta wait 2 years. People these days probably don't really think about a lot. It is a pain in the fucking ass to write a 20-minute script every week for 50 weeks, a whole year. Never mind, some of these shows go to 3-digit episodes, right?
Well, there's something that syndicated television's a whole other thing, and that's usually if people have experience writing syndicated television. But yeah, I feel we should not talk about this now.
Is different, but yeah. So
Yeah,
Crow's a guy. He exists.
The last thing that came to mind is you could see a very similar. It's not even the first. It's not even the only time Yu-Gi-Oh's done this. You can even look at Vrains with Soulburner. Soulburner basically is Crow 2.0 for that, where he comes in with a fully realized deck and he is the coolest. He is the coolest new hotness for an entire season. And then after his focus season, he kind of just becomes another character in the background.
I've seen a joke that a Vrains spinoff that was just Revolver, Ghost Girl, and one other person would have been a good show.
Possibly. Vrains also has a lot of production problems, which are oddball. And the animes do exist to sell cards, but also anime production is really complicated and money hungry and very staff intense. So like you said earlier, Vesper, it's hard. Actually, I joke about it, but I should be careful about in joking about dead naming you. But would you prefer Vesper or Gwen, actually? Let me know.
I guess Gwen. I mean, it's not like Vesper is dead, but I guess Gwen is fine. It's Gwen. Gwen is the stream me.
It's the name you're most everywhere else.
Yeah,
consistent branding. I'll try and focus up. It's something I hadn't had a chance to think about, and you are a surprise joiner on the stream because I mentioned earlier you were talking about how you weren't feeling too well and you had other stuff going on, so I didn't get a chance to talk about it yet. All right.
I did get some some food in me that is mostly solid, a good old chowder, good old corn chowder.
That's good. Good. Soup's
felt,
good for the
felt
soul.
pretty good. Was getting ready for my SPOTOR stream, and then everyone is like, "Yeah, man, I don't have a voice. I have my allergies are flared up. Holy real, I can barely exist." And the person who's going to host is like, "I'm also sick. There's no stream today."
Rip.
Tell Petra my regards.
Yeah.
It's too bad that Dallas also tapped out sick, because otherwise then I would joke that, well, you can get your SWOTOR stream right now.
Wait, I said the wrong name. I said the wrong character. Tell Faye I hope she gets better.
You're fine.
I said their fucking idiot writer character.
Gwen said this earlier. I also don't believe the conspiracies about Konami wanted, Blackwings to be good so they could push Crow, or Crow was pushed because Blackwings are competitive. No. There's a lot of these fucking cards. I think Konami had a lot of these in the tank, and maybe that's why Crow came up as a character. Maybe they were like, "Hey guys, we've got this theme about weird synchro birdmen we want to do. Can you make that an anime character?" And then, the team
I don't think there's a conspiracy. I don't think there's a conspiracy. I think it's more of the shitty and dumb thing that is just more of syndicated Japanese television where they kind of just pick favorites and sometimes just don't bother actually putting effort into female characters unless it's a marketing thing.
What's the... I forget which razor that is, but that's one of the razors. You know, never attribute to malice what you can to stupidity. Just doing dumb stuff.
Occam's razor.
Well, Occam's razor is the simplest answer,
that's
is usually
simple.
the correct
That is
one.
simple.
But yeah, that's also true. I think stupidity is usually simpler than malice. Anyway, this is Blackwing Albaros the Megaquake, by the way. It's very funny we're starting with this guy. You may have never, ever seen this guy in your life. This is...
Yes.
I've seen him never use it.
Yeah, like, this is from the original 5D's anime run I mentioned earlier, but the wiki has a table to compare, like, what they're named after. So we have the 5D's era, the Arc 5 era, the manga-specific guys, because the manga release, like, comes out, like, all over the place, and then cards that were original to the card game, some of which are older, some of which are newer, so... We'll run through them kind of in that.
I think we should just hyperspeed these, so you should probably just get the art and then the effect, put them both on screen, and we just go through that and then move on.
I'm sorry.
What's up?
I opened up the origin, and it's a squall near a specific series of the Abralos Islands off the coast of Brazil.
Yes, it's a very specific, like, Brazilian wind. I don't have anything to say about this guy, despite him being on screen for, like, the past 10 minutes. He's a weird owl man. He's literally an owl man. If he was Elemental Hero Owl Man, I think it'd be fine. I don't know why he's named the Megaquake. That is his fucking OCG name. He's got a big stick. The reason why you've never seen this guy, he's a main deck boss. They kept doing that in 5Ds, but he's a main deck boss. This is a level 7 Dark Winged Beast. By the way, almost, asterisk, all Blackwings are Dark Winged Beasts. There is, I think, like, one light, and there is one warrior, because it's Obsidian Hawk Joe. Everybody else, Dark Winged Beasts. Anyway,
I don't like the
Blackwing
fact he's got a
Albaros the
human
Megaquake.
face.
Yeah, he's got a human face under there. He's built like one of their
Strixes.
synchro monsters, but he's an effect monster. It's very weird. Anyway, the other reason why you've never seen this guy is the very first line of text. Cannot be special summoned, period.
Ooh.
Full stop.
Ooh.
Cannot destroy monsters by battle. If this card battles a monster after damage calc, return this monster to the hand. Once returned during your main phase 1, you can have this card lose exactly 1,000 attack. If you do, return all cards in your opponent's spell and trap zone to the hand. This is an anime bullshit card. Crow used this to, like, dunk on some guy who had, like, an invincible towers or, like, 5,000 spell traps. This guy sucks.
I'm almost positive this guy was this guy shows up in, like, he's in one of Crow's first duels. I almost want to say it was debut where he fights three cops, and the most iconic moment, a trap from his hand, you know, like unheard of at the time, right guys?
Really,
activating a trap from your hand, that never happens.
Back in 2009, except there was like 2 cards that did that.
Revolutionary for Crow. Speaking of the one light monster, I didn't realize it was next. We will just move on. This is Aurora the Northern Lights. This is indeed literally just a bird.
Yeah.
It's a neat looking bird, at least.
Like the Aurora effect that's drawn behind him is cool.
And it's got the iconic Blackwing wing on its like head plume.
Yeah, it's got the black feather.
Quick, before Mega says anything else, what level do you think Aurora is?
Like
let's see if chat
12
knows.
or 9, I think.
X vaguely
8, maybe?
recalls.
11?
Lock, do you know?
I said
you need to stop
5.
guessing numbers. 5? Okay. Well, that's a little lowball. Chat, do you remember what level Aurora the Northern Lights is? I know, obviously, because I'm fucking looking at it.
You guys know what star the Aurora Borealis is.
Okay, chat does know. Chat does know.
Points if you know his attack stat.
Well, if you know the
2
attack
digits. I
stat,
couldn't
get it
remember.
in now. But yes, chat, you were correct. It is a 10.
Yeah.
This is a light winged beast level 10, and its attack stat is, aka question mark, defense 0.
Yeah. Question mark attack.
You may have seen this card slightly more than Albaros.
It's a
Cannot be normal
it's a
summoned or
gimmicky
set.
thing.
Yeah.
So can't be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 2 face-up monsters you control, 1 Blackwing tuner or 1 Blackwing non-tuner. Can't be special summoned other ways. Once per turn, you can
It's a Bane deck
banish...
synchro. What the fuck?
Yeah, basically. Once per turn, you can banish a Blackwing synchro monster from your extra deck. Until the end phase, this card's name and original attack becomes that monster. Replace its effect with that monster's original effect. So this is just a really weird guy to cheat out extra deck guys.
So I understand this concept. I understand why using this, like in a duel where basically all your fucking synchros require specific tuners or for some reason.
I think Blackwings usually avoid that, but yeah, like it's not a terrible card for being printed in. Let me check. Yes, 2010 in Star Strike Blast.
It's in the same set as Aurora or Abrobos. Honestly, like you can obviously see why this card was never really played, but I can totally see people looking at this card and going, no. I see like you have to see the vision. Like this is a brew card. This is one of those like mad science cards.
The weird thing to me though is just like all Blackwing synchros are like attacks are like about attacking or like being fuck off. I'm immune to everything, aka Super Armor Master or like I think like.
Well, I mean that's the thing,
Armor
right? You could. So this is like technically it's full Armor Master, but yeah, that's the towers. But yeah, it's like a whatchamacallit, a trick card. Like Gwyn said. I understand it because just keep it consistent. I'm doing it, goofing it up.
You're fine.
No, don't worry about me. This is my own mental readjustment. I'm like, wait a minute. I said I would do it one way. I have to commit. I have to train myself, otherwise I won't. For any future cases of future friends. What was I saying? It's a tech card, right? Yeah. Blackwings are pretty easy to get 2 guys on the screen, but this was actually an issue you did run into back in the day, speaking of us doing a prog. Like, sometimes you do not have the correct numbers for levels to get the synchro you want or need, and Aurora doesn't have that problem, though it is you have to banish the tuner and the non-tutor, but it does mean you can effectively cheat out whatever synchro you want. It's just not really good for long-term gameplay. Like, it's not very grind-adjacent, but you can just banish a big-ass Blackwing and, like, punch over or get an effect, for a limited time. And especially when you're playing something like Prog, where this card is a rare, getting all of your ducks in a row for your levels can be hard. So, yeah, it's a wild one.
There is something hilarious to me that it is just like it's just a bird. Like there are other like just a birds and Blackwings, but this is the most.
It is just a normal bird because let me grab our next guy. We're going alphabetically, so we've left the A's and we're in the B's, which means
like the very next one, you can immediately see the difference.
Yeah, Blizzard of the Far North, who is in fact just a bird. But like an angry bird, literally,
and stylized, like basically every other Blackwing that is just a bird and like is very stylized in the Blackwings and not just whatever Aurora is.
Yeah, just a cool bird. This one you probably know because this is one of the mission critical tuners to Blackwings.
Oh boy,
the Dark Winged Beast, level 2 tuner. 1300 attack, 0 defense. Now, can't be special summoned, but when this card's normal summoned, target a level 4 or lower Blackwing in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. So, yeah, that's just welcome to 5D's era tuning, everybody. This is a tuner that gets you another guy. Yes, it has to be on normal so that you can't, like... I think the idea is they're trying to keep you from, like, chain summoning blizzards, even if, it only procs on normal summon. Or otherwise, like, cheating him out. But if you have a special summon and you've got a normal summon, you can run a normal summon. Or if you've got a guy in grave already who's good, you normal summon Blizzard, you summon a guy, you synchro. It's real easy.
I didn't think about it, but, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Really just, like... They had a lot of breaks in this era, and they just stopped putting breaks in the Xyz era, and it's like, oh, wait, we need to put more breaks on, but they didn't think about that till, like, late Link era.
I've discussed this before, but I think that
I feel like all the synchro arrow cards could not have had breaks and been fine.
the design phase, I mean, still a decent number of them are banned. There were, or have been errata. They were problematic. Like, you could probably unerrata Goyo Guardian, but, like, I don't think you could unerrata Darkstrike Fighter, for instance. That's an FDK machine, you know? But, like, I think just the simple, I've talked before, right? Like, the simple act of math involved in synchro summoning made it slightly more complicated. You always needed to match up the appropriate, you know, numbers, and you had to run all of the, you know, like, you had to match numbers for the levels. You had to match, like, the tuner and the non-tuner parts. Sometimes you had to have specific tuners. Sometimes you just needed archetype tuners. Sometimes you need specific non-tuners, like lights or darks or waters or dragons or whatever. You know, like, there were a lot of steps built in so that if you wanted to use powerful synchro monsters, even the generic ones, you had to build your deck in a certain way. And they were cautious about doing that with the initial phase, right? Like you know, being careful about shit like Debris Dragon and stuff.
I can fully understand, like very early in the synchro era, they're like, we don't want people to have the ability to just get free synchros, like off of, like, I think Reborn was already banned at this point, but we want to curb like Uber recursion, because Blackwings especially, like, were already like.
No, they're a very spammy
even out
deck.
the box, Blackwings were already like just flood the board, summon a billion guys, synchro summon.
It's
20,
very funny, since starting
monsters.
at A, we started at, like, the two guys, one of whom can't be specialed, one of whom can't be normaled, but, like, as we go down the line, main deck Blackwings are a deck of spamming. They're a very spammable deck.
Oh, yeah.
Very swarmable, very good to get multiple guys out to make multiple tuners or synchro climb or any stuff like that. So, like, even with these restrictions, they played very, very fast-paced, very cool. And I think the thing is, you know, Axe mentioned earlier, the thing with Xyz is that's inherently much simpler. All you have to do is have 2+ guys of the same level. And sometimes it cares about archetypes or typings or whatever, but usually it's just like, hey, can you stick 2 4s on the board for whatever reason, or 2 3s? You can Xyz summon. You can just, you know, overlay them. It's fine. And the primary restrictions Konami had in those early days was retroactive. A lot of the early Xyz support cards were backported, so they're like, okay. You see Tour Guide from the Underworld? You use that to get another level 3. You can't use either of those cards for a synchro summon. You're not supposed to be synchroing. You're supposed to overlay. Got it? And, like, it's kind of that way. And I think, like, Pendulum is another deck where they went back to being complicated. Some would say overly complicated. I also think I've turned a corner where, like, some people are also just, they see 2 text boxes and they just, like, have a 404 brain error, and I just want to shake them.
Magic player. So, honestly, I think the problem was just more of, if it was just on a format where it was easier to read the text.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Like
cards are a little
easier to read the text.
True.
I think that's better,
yeah,
honestly.
But still, like I said, I think just some people see the 2 text boxes, and they see effects in a vacuum. Like I saw Hardleg, by the way, Hardleg Joe had a great series that just wrapped up. Master of Jank, his Jank boys, fighting it out, getting, you know, people who aren't so experienced with Yu-Gi-Oh to try and build decks and understand. And they talked about Pendulum because Pendulum was the last episode, right? The culmination. And several people were like, yeah, I don't know why they go to the face-up extra deck. I don't know why they do that. If they didn't do that, it would be, you know, a lot easier to understand. It's like, yeah, it would, but I saw somebody in the comments say it very plainly. The idea is that pendulums are like a pendulum. They're supposed to swing back and forth. They go to the face-up extra deck so that they are ready to swing back in immediately next turn. And so they go to a special place. Because just making it so you could pendulum summon from your graveyard would be terrible. It would be even more broken. So they needed a special way to do the kind of, like, swinging back and forth thing. Which, yes, it's a little tricky, but, you know, it has a thematic. But not a lot of people are going to sit down and watch Arc 5 to probably have that explained to them. So it's just, like, a weird thing pendulums do, right?
Swing the soul of my pendulum. I don't remember the rest of
Anyway, Blizzard is Blizzard.
Weird.
Good tuner.
They're good. He's good. I don't like his eyes, though.
You're not going to like our next guy, then. Bora. Bora, the spear.
Oh no, this guy.
The original.
As in, a type of wind. Mediterranean wind type.
Oh god, it's even worse.
Yeah, no. So 3 stars are usually just birds. 4 stars are like birdmen. And this guy. No. Not a big fan of this guy.
He's got a knight's lance.
He's got a big spiral lance. He's got a dumb bird face.
Wait, are the eyes? No, hang on.
The beak's a mask.
The beak is the beak is a mask. Are the red eyes on the orange bit also part of like a headdress? It looks like.
I think
don't
he may be
know.
wearing a helmet, and then his eyes might be down here. I don't know. Actually, let me.
I need to find like.
No, they are his eyes.
They are his eyes, so his beak just looks weird.
That's bizarre.
No, but he's got a mouth, so the beak's actually like a mask.
I will show the screen cap if it didn't get showed already. No, okay, Sate got it. His face is just bad. He's got a bad face. He's got a long face. Sorry, I'm looking at the fucking anime screenshot.
I found a manga panel that seems to just it gets rid of the weird part of the wait. Oh.
His dumbass grin. I don't know what this guy's problem is, man.
Yeah, he's got a face under the beak.
Yeah, he's got a normal man face.
Yeah, normal man face.
He's got a dumbass grin. I don't like him.
I guess the eyes are just meant to be like the eye, like the vague eye holes of a mask. God, that this is.
Yeah. Also, they did change his name, arguably for the better. His name in the OCG was Blast the Black Spear. And so he's, Bora the Spear. Bora is a type of wind, so that makes more sense than just him being named Wind Blast, I guess.
Well, to be fair, it's. In Japanese, the pun works because it's bolasto.
Yes.
But in English, it's just blast, which is you lose the Bora. You lose the Bora pun.
It's an odd one. Anyway, this is another guy you probably know exactly what this guy does just looking at him. But
you've seen this guy a billion times.
To recap very quickly, mostly so we can move off from his terrifying face. Darkwing Beast level 4, 1700 attack, 1800 defense. First effect, if you control a Blackwing other than Bora the Spear, you can special summon him from your hand, and if it attacks defense position, you do piercing. 2 very mission-critical effects. 1, free special summon if you get any Blackwing on board, which obviously works as a tuna. And then also, even if you don't need to or want to synchro summon, he's still a piercer. And again, this is something we have talked about in the long, storied history of Fail Portrayal. Especially in the 5Ds era, where, you started caring less about just putting the biggest asshole normal summon you could on the board, right? Because you have to worry about synchroing now. Sometimes guys are little. Your opponent will play little guys that you can run over because they're probably trying to set up for a synchro play. So, that piercing is not nothing.
I mean, yeah, it's something that 1700 is not the biggest stat line circa 2009, but it's also not sure, there's Vorse Raider and Mechanical Chaser, but those a few years ago, those are vanillas, and trying to think of vanillas in GX, GX
I mean,
is
you played
always
some
weird,
of the E-heroes, but eh.
Yeah. It's a weird thing where GX really feels like a weird, not power dearth, but we tighten the spigot a little too much, and we realize that. So we kind of corrected it back to 5.
I mean, they tried. The first set, Lost Millennium, had Ancient Gear Golem, but obviously that guy can't be special summoned. So they tried. I think they had some power hitters, but I think Konami did deliberately try. Since they were, starting a brand new anime series to go with the card game, they tried to deliberately, reset the power level to, earlier Yu-Gi-Oh! And it worked, but it also meant that there was a lot of dumbass dud cards.
Yeah, I think it worked it worked only that one time. I don't think it only worked because it was the first time they did it. I think they realized going into 5Ds, we can't keep resetting the power level.
No. And you see it because like that's the thing we learned from Prague and from history and stuff. Like late sets in an anime period, those cards continue on into the next era, right? And sometimes there are still cards from the last anime getting released when they started the new anime. So like early 5D sets, you still see stuff like Dad Turbo, Dad became Teledad because of psychic monsters introduced in 5Ds. But like Glad Beasts and Lightsworn were still kicking, and even got better because at some point Konami was like, "Hey, you know what these Lightsworn motherfuckers need? A tuna." Pretty good tuner too, with Raiden. This is Boreas the Sharp, by the way. So he's Bora in the OCG, so they had to make him Boreas in the TCG, which is very funny.
Now, I do like this dude's vibe way more than Bora.
Yeah, he's a little goofy, and there's a little bit of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Perspective thing where, like, I don't think his one hand is actually that large. It's just drawn, like, approaching the camera menacingly.
Yeah, same as, like his wings don't look... his wings look totally, completely off, but it's also, like, he's in this weird, like, side pose where his arm is reaching towards the camera, so like his shoulders forward, so the wings facing.
Axe and I have been bringing up over the past few fail portrayals specifically, you know, as we like to cycle topics, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely has like a perspective problem where like the artists really want you to see every bit of the design they've drawn, so they will go out of their way to draw people or even monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Contorted really weird so you can see every part of the design. So yeah, I can see everything about Boreas here, but he is doing some weird sidestep stuff. That said, yes, this is a much more normal character design. This is like a background NPC you would run to in like a late PS2, early PS3, JRPG game.
Oh my, I take it back. He has the most soulless eyes in the anime. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm seeing the look.
You have to put this on the stream.
Yeah, hold on, chat. Haunting warning. I'm gonna haunt your ass.
It's funny, but I like it.
The Bora one is just like there's not talking about the Bora art where it's like he's got like an icky face. That's it. But this is like this is creepypasta. This is creepypasta eyes right here.
Hey, guess what, chat? I doom you to the Boreas zone.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah. Bora the Spears just had like I'm pretty sure somebody captured that as an in-between frame, so he's off model, right? Like he's got a weird square face.
It's probably like we had him blink this one frame, and that just makes the entire design look weird.
But anyway, Boreas has a cool design. Unfortunately, not a good card. Boreas is a level 5 Dark Winged Beast, 1300 attack, 1900 defense, so it doesn't even have the stats of a good level 5. During your main phase 1 specifically, you can banish this card from the graveyard, target a Blackwing you control. If that monster attacks, you take no battle damage, it's not destroyed, and destroy the opponent's monster at battle after damage calc. I don't know if Kalut ever saw the FL list, but, like, why would you play Boreas the Sharp when you can play 3 Kalut?
Let me see.
I get the idea of the battle trick, but, like, one, I'm pretty sure there's probably already a Blackwing that does this, but also, I don't know what this guy's problem is.
I was going to say, surely Boreas came first, right, Omega?
No. That was the funny part.
Boreas came 2 years after Kalut.
Yeah, Boreas is in Storm of Ragnarok, the one that has Odin on the cover. Like, that's a very late 5Ds card. Whereas Kalut is, I think it might be the first wave of Blackwings.
Raging
it's
Battle,
like the second set. Like, it's early.
I see the concept of Boreas here, where it's like, oh well, like what if your opponent has like a 5-god dragon on the board or something, or like something stupid like that. Like
and making a big bongler is not terrible. Yeah, it's just
like they had this Omega Timmy on the board.
Problem is that he's level 5 and he doesn't really have a good way to put himself in the graveyard. I guess the idea is like, you have a lot of special summoning, so you just special summon out some tribute fodder, tribute him, make a big guy, like make like, a level 8 or something, or a 7, and then use that to trick your tuner. Go ahead.
He's got a low stat line because of Black Whirlwind.
Oh, okay, so he's searchable with Black Whirlwind, right. Actually, let me grab Black Whirlwind. The wiki page doesn't list the spell traps. But Black Whirlwind's a very fundamental card.
card to this archetype.
Let's talk about it. Speaking of, like, the way that this archetype was pretty good and pretty spammy, the art, of course, is, like, basically nothing to talk about, but, yeah. I'll pull it up just so you know when we're talking about it, what we're talking about. So, Black Whirlwind just looks like this. It's just a literal black whirl and some different colored feathers to represent the black feathers. And its name in the OCG is just Kuroi Senpu. It's just Black Whirlwind. This is a continuous spell card that says when a Blackwing is normal summoned, add 1 Blackwing from your deck to your hand with less attack than that monster.
Yeah, so like, unfortunately, I don't think that makes Boreas better. But
because like he doesn't have his own inherent special condition.
Yeah, I can see the vision of like, okay, well, we'll give him a little stat line so people will be able to always find him. But then the problem is like, okay, so what are you going to play hand destruction purely for Boreas?
So in the
are you trying to wheel him into the grave?
TCG, Gale and Kalut were briefly limited. So like, but. I'm presuming, he came out in the anime, so I'm not sure if like Boreas was designed as a result
anime
to
screenshot,
replace...
so he was...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe it was a case of, like, oh, well, like their battle, like, their other battle tricks have been, like, hit for the card games. Let me see if Kalut and Gale were... I feel like
also,
Gale
by the way,
was
Chad,
almost certainly on...
Very important thing about Black Whirlwind, it's not a once per turn. And you may be thinking, well, it's got a number summon. It doesn't need to be once per turn. No. The effect is not once per turn at all. That means that you can control multiple Black Whirlwinds and resolve them. It doesn't say you can only control one. So this deck can have some serious searching and swarming power. Blackwings have always been an extremely consistent deck if you're playing them right.
I mean, there is a reason that okay, I don't want to be mean to people, but Blackwings kind of Blackwings kind of became the proto Dark Magician and the Dark Magician and Blue Eyes. Before those archetypes got like a bajillion pieces of support and every random like anime Andy played them at card shops, it was Blackwing. Blackwing was that deck. Because Blackwing was consistent. It was cool.
Playing Blue Eyes or Dark Magician pre-2014 or 15-ish when the structure deck for Blue Eyes came out, and like 16 for the Dark Magician shit. Like, playing it like pre that era, it was bad. It sucked. It was awful. There was no consistency whatsoever. So, like, yeah, Blackwing was around before that for, like, anime Andes.
I'm looking at the OCG list. Gale was put to 1 almost immediately. Kalut was at 3 for, it looks like, about a year and a half. And then it goes to 1 in 2011. Oh, wait, no, that's 2000. That's 09, start of 09. It was at 3. It was at 3 all the way up till the early 2011 ban list. It was limited for about a year, went to 2, but Gale was at 1 for another, 3 years.
That's
so
also probably why specifically, spoilers, Gale's 1300. That's also probably specifically why Boreas is 13. So you can't, free special summon a guy, normal summon Boreas with a tribute and, get Gale. Because it has to be less than. So, yeah, no. There's, definitely, I think, some shenanigans about balancing some very powerful cards in there for Boreas.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've pulled up Breeze the Zephyr. The one that is
Very pretty
probably
bird.
a girl?
I would
Girl
say
feather?
so, yeah. Like,
Look at this unfried chicken tender.
Yeah, no.
something
big thighs.
something about Breeze's design puts me off a bit, but I don't know what.
Well, it's probably
It
the
has
fact
no
that she
mouth.
doesn't have a face. She's just got eyes.
That's true.
She doesn't even have
Also,
a beak.
I've realized why. Like, yeah, she's like far more bird than the Birdmen, but she has a human face, but is. I mean, like, she's covered up, but like, she is just not wearing any clothes, unlike the rest of the anthropomorphic Birdmen. It feels weird, right?
She's in this really weird state where she's not like Blizzard and just like a bird, but she's not a bird man. She's definitely not a bird woman. There's not enough
Yeah.
leather for her to be a harpy lady. So it's like, it's weird. And it's like, I'm not going to say like it's a sexy design, because it's not really, but it is definitely
at all.
more feminine. And it is a little weird that, like, not only does she have kind of, like, you know, feminine eye shape and, like, a smaller face, but, like, there is a little bit of, like, you know, slight, like, hourglass shape going on. Like, a little bit. There's just enough of those, like, tertiary sexual characteristics for you to go, oh, this is clearly the girl one. And then it's like, why is she drawn kind of weird? Why is she a little
Uncanny
different?
Valley.
It is a little uncanny,
Not quite.
yeah.
Yeah, like,
Not,
Uncanny
not
Valley may
like
be
deep in the
the
uncanny
exact
valley, but you're
word.
like, that's a little
Yeah.
weird.
Something like there's a bell ringing in your head, not an alarm bell, but like a bellhop bell.
Just like, anyway, actually, so, I can't believe that we call these cards poplars. Because, hey,
they Breeze
Breeze the Zephyr, level 3 Blackwing, 1100 attack, 300 defense. This card added to your deck added from your deck to your hand by a card effect. You can special summon this card from your hand. I think technically
mean,
poplar is if it's added to your hand from anywhere, but still,
Isn't
like,
that also Gazelle though? Like Salamander Gazelle also does that. Or no, wait, not Gazelle. Is it Gazelle? Shit.
I think there is a
Salamander
salmon.
does
There
that.
is a salad that does it. Yeah. No, I think poplar specifically is if it's added to your hand from anywhere, it does it. It's not just deck, but also if you add it back from your graveyard. But yeah, it's very funny that like people were like, "Oh, everybody gets a poplar," but like, no, that effect is kind of old. This was released in the TCG in Shining Darkness in 2010. So like, it's been around a good long while. Breeze is a little different from poplar because Breeze says she can't be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a Blackwing.
Yeah.
But still.
There is a reason why Breeze is not known as this like ubiquitous meta warping card that we now call everything a Breeze, but like the effect has been around for a decade before.
Winning is a
Poplar.
breeze.
All right, grabbing the.
Yeah?
I looked at this next one enlarged, and I am slightly unhappy. I do not like what I am seeing with Risot the Tailwind.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's guys, gang, gals, and pals.
Speaking
What is
Speaking
this?
of-
What? Huh?
What?
Huh?
Okay,
So, is Brisote a woman? Maybe?
yes, Brisote has Brisote
I
breasts.
think she
has
has
she's-
breast tits.
But they've also been stretched, like their fucking waist has been stretched like it's made of like modeling clay.
Like,
But
like-
also that waist is drawn with a very detailed belly button.
yeah, like absurdly
I-
waspy
I-
waist for no reason. They flare out into hips, and then those hips immediately turn into a bird tail.
And then a
where
kind of
she-
masculine
Into a bird
face.
snake
and then-
tail. Because we don't
Yeah,
have
like-
legs.
She also doesn't
What
have
is-
arms, but also kind of has like arms in quotation marks with the yellow feathers like separate from her wings.
It makes you think. It makes you
has
think
a
about it.
hand.
The anime screenshot
makes
got
it-
posted. Go ahead.
Okay,
Alex.
it makes you think about it. It makes you think about an Eternal Dragon, but like if they turn into like a weird like Strix thing.
So the detailing is lower, so it is very clearly just a lady Blackwing in the anime. However, she just has there's no bone between her hips and her ribs, I guess. Like there's no spine.
I also want to say something that is really, really bothering me. Where the fuck are her eyes? Oh, no. does she have eyes? Like, are they just like weirdly closed? I can't tell.
I think her eyes are covered by the mask. Like, you can see the space where they'd go. The anime screenshot is like framed so that like the Blackwings have like this weird mimicry thing going on where like they treat the eyes in their headdresses like their actual eyes, but also those cannot possibly line up with like where her chin and nose are, right? Like her eyes can't be up there. So I assume they're just covered in this art. Yeah, but this is a weird one.
It feels weird because like it looks like she has eyebrow, like really massively bushy eyebrows, and like you can kind of see like the implication of eyes, but it's all like one flat shade of color to where you can't really see any. It's weird. This is weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Strange.
I hate it.
Brisote, by the way, is a trade wind over Cuba, so that we can also safely say that Brisote, the tailwind, is Latina. Anyway, you don't need to worry about any of this, chat. You're never going to see this card. She's not great. Level 5, 1200 attack, 1800 defense. You can kind of see the, like, searchable with Black Whirlwind stuff. This is an anime tech card. If 2 or more face-up Blackwings you control were destroyed this turn, you can special summon her from your hand. If she's sent to the graveyard as synchro material, gain 600 LP exactly. Anime bullshit.
Wow, that is just bad.
No, yeah. Like, cute concept, but not worth the effort for what you're getting.
I think the problem is
very forgettable.
You could easily make this card playable if a Blackwing was destroyed. You can summon this card as a response. Yeah. This is an open game state effect that has to happen in your main phase 2 after your opponent like mirror forces your board or something.
Yeah, no, it's not good. And obviously I think that would be too probably fast for 5Ds, but like the obvious synergy would be if 2 or more face-up Blackwings you control were sent to the graveyard this turn, so that you could use it to synchro extend. Obviously, as a level 5, it's not great for that, but that means that there's like, it's an extender, you synchro and then you summon an extra weird guy or weird gal. But yeah, and all that for like, what you get out of it is a 1200 attack level 5 who gets you 600 LP back, and anime stuff. Anime weird shit.
Like, this card is weird and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another card demon. That's weird. This card will also remind you of an SMT demon, but in a very different way.
Like, this was like... honestly, at least if that was an SMT demon, at least I'd appreciate for being, like, weird about it. Because usually it's fun when they're weird.
See, now this fuck is... This isn't even a bird at this point.
Okay, this makes me think of, like, some kind of, like, anime-only Persona creature.
So this is Kalima the Haze, Calm the Shimmer in the OCG. So, yeah,
I thought it was meant
like
to be
Mirage.
like this majestic dragon.
No, this is a level 4 winged beast. But no, this is Kalima the Haze. They are a bird hidden in haze. I get the idea. We're trying to be weird and mysterious. I follow this. I track this.
Kalima, a dusty wind originating from the Saharan air layer. Oh, it's the sibling wind of Sirocco. We'll get to that eventually.
Yeah. And in the anime, it like just looks like it's literally made of smoke or fire.
Reading the effect of this card, I at least kind of understand the aesthetic, but I still have no like. Why is this a monster? Is my question.
Yeah, no, this is a weird one. So I already said level 4, 600 attack, 1800 defense. So easily searchable with Black Whirlwind, and it is a hand trick. No, it's a graveyard trick. That's right. So that's even less effective. If it was a hand trap, it'd be easier. But during your opponent's battle phase, if you control no monsters, banish this card from the graveyard, target a synchro in your graveyard, special summon that target, but banish it at the end of the battle phase. This is a quick effect. So basically, Kalima is your opponent like blew up your black feather dragon or outed your other guy, before the battle phase.
I like
even
that
during
it's
the
just
battle
any
phase.
synchro monster. It's not even a Blackwing. It's just any synchro monster that is in your graveyard. Granted, after it's been probably special summoned to do this, but regardless,
it gets banished. But it has to be in your graveyard. So like, You know, I guess again, like it's one of those things. It's like it's pretty easy to search off of Black Whirlwind, but it doesn't have an inherent special summon condition, so like it's not a good search. I thought at first this was, you know, like banish it from your hand. No, we're not this cool hand traps yet. In which case, literally just play Battle Fader. Like cram 3 Battle Fader instead of 3 Kalima the Haze.
Unless you have a really gimmicky deck that's like, oh, but I'm playing like a synchro monster, like when it's special summoned, or wait, does it negate the effects?
No,
it just summons it. So like, oh, bro, but like I got it. Like it's part of my gimmick to summon this like super weird synchro monster. Like, oh, when it's like I guess if you want to be really funny, you could use it to summon Black Rose. That's the like one tech that seems really funny to me. Wait, no,
Black Rose is Black Rose is I think only on synchro.
Damn.
It has an other effect. So,
but it gets banished at the end of the battle phase instantly. So the only way you'd be able to do it is if like you could do something like to be protected, like, you know, some kind of anti-banish protection or something. But I don't know. Anyway, here's another weird guy. This is Elfin the Raven.
See, this guy is rad.
Guys, This is my OC. Do not steal.
Also true.
Like,
he's weirdly like a werewolf bird, man. I don't.
Yes. No. But he is still very clearly a Birdman, and you can kind of see that, like, yes, there are transition zones where, like, you know, the feathers become skin and back again. It's not just a suit, but he is wearing a headdress because his human face is inside the beak. The visibility in there has to suck. Yeah.
Are you on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the trivia of Elfin the Raven real quick for me?
I'm injured. I'm physically injured.
Oh no, what is it?
I'm just going to read this. It is a single line of text. This monster is based on the raven, a species of bird that is known for their large size and their pitch black appearance.
Yeah, so not even the wiki knows why this guy's called Elfin, by the way, because his OCG name is Elfin the Pitch Black. It's Vin Diesel, everybody. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm completely bamboozled. That said, Elfin really is actually a decent card.
Oh yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, so Elfin the Raven is a level 6 with 2200 attack and 1200 defense, but says if you control a Blackwing, you can normal summon this card without tributing. When this card is normaled, target a monster your opponent controls, change their battle position. Like, very solid. Also, he is a normal summon, so, like, that's quite a lot of search range. Very easy to follow up on. So yeah, a card you've occasionally seen. You know, it's a decent tech card. It's a 6. You've got some 2 tuners, so you can make that work for 8. If you have a level 1 Tuna, you can make it work for 7.
I mean, also like just goddamn, it's just windmill summoning a 2200 with a black whirlwind, like with even just one black whirlwind on the board. That is just get any card you want in your deck.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Like, we did talk about this. Blackwing is a swarm deck. It has a synchro element, but also there are times when you don't need to do that. You can just summon, like, 10,000 little guys and just swarm the board.
You can just summon 5 guys and win the
22. Game. Spoiler, Siroko's like a 21 with a similar condition. Gale was limited because it's a free special, and it also halves one of your opponent's monsters' attack. You know,
and it's a 1300, so you can search it off of basically any normal summon in the deck, roughly. Like any normal summon you would be playing.
Elfin, like even that, like Elfin is just when normal summoned. Period. Even if you have to tribute, like, which you don't, because if you control one guy who's a Blackwing, just normal summon him without tributing. You know,
which,
but like,
hey guys, if you're playing Blackwings, you will.
That's just, you know, put a guy in defense if they've got a lot of attack. The 5Ds, I feel like, was another very big era for monsters with big attack, small defense. So, like, yeah, no. Sometimes you just swarm the board with a lot of birds, and your opponent just dies. Here's a card you're not swarming the board with. I didn't realize this guy was real until I looked at him just now.
I do want to say that, like, oh my goodness.
That's a Tengu.
This is a furry. This is just a furry.
Yes.
There is no Birdman anymore. We've just gone full furry.
Is there a special type of furry for like bird?
Avian.
Feathery?
Avian?
Whatever. He is a...
Yeah, this is just a bird
Axe,
guy.
I think, was correct with first guess. This is just a Tengu. This card's name in the OCG is Atesian of two Tachis, specifically. Atesian of two
Because I've seen other Tengu like designed like this. It's just like it's a person with a bird face.
It's a Birdman.
He's making me think of explicitly the Kenku from the 90s Power Rangers movie. Like that, like
Yeah.
the face
I more think of like various different like Doraemon, like the other like Tengu Digimon.
This guy could be a Digimon. I also do think he could be maybe not like a Mook, but like a Toku, like, you know, villain of the week or
Mid-boss.
something. Yeah, or a mid-boss type guy. So I almost made like a OG Mighty Morphin style Power Rangers reference, and I held myself back, as also because it's not true. As much as I think Atesian is goofy, I was gonna joke like a Goldar, but like I don't need to put that smoke on
The comics
Atesian.
do a lot of Goldar.
Don't give that smoke to Goldar. He's voiced by Kuwabara.
Etesian is a weird one. This is a level 3 non-tuner that's got 400 attack but 1600 defense. But that said, this is like arguably trying to do a better version of the thing that Boreas did. It's really easy to search, and it says, if a Blackwing monster you control battles an opponent's monster, and your opponent's monster, or your opponent still controls that monster at the end of the damage step, set this card from your hand to the graveyard and inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. So it's just like, if you crash, or your opponent does a battle trick, or something else, or just like you attack a defense position monster you can't get over, you just get to dome your opponent for 1k. Like,
I will say,
not awful.
an interesting bit of trivia that I actually do find kind of amusing. Etesian, the only non-synchro Blackwing in the TCG whose name does not contain the word "the."
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
It's Etesian of two swords.
Yeah, not of the two swords, just of two swords.
That's an odd one.
Also based off the Etesian, the strong and dry northern winds of the Aegean Sea that blow from mid-May to mid-September. So like a kind of summer, it's like a summer-spring wind kind of deal.
Yeah, many of our audience who are American, like us, most of us, probably don't understand, but like old school, there's a lot of names for winds.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of famous American winds, but they're mostly in the West, and you may or may not have heard of some of those. But wind is very important, especially around the Mediterranean, because of, you know, the whole sailing thing, maritime economies and whatnot.
That whole maritime thing, it's almost like there are entire theories around sea peoples of the Mediterranean in like pseudo ancient times.
Anyway, speaking of just another fucking Tengu,
this guy looks
Blackwing,
rad.
Feign the Steel Chain. They made it
This
rhyme.
guy looks fucking sick.
Yeah,
I remember this guy. This guy's like a 500 direct attacker, and like in the card you could not make out his face. You could just thought he was a Shinobi guy, but like I think he was a tuner too, like a level 3 tuner that like direct attacks.
No, he's not a tuner. He's a
Okay,
level
3
2
direct
direct attacker. Yes, you remembered correctly.
I own this card. I own this card back in my kid.
They did kind of fuck up his name because it should be Fun or Fun.
Yeah.
Like Fein. It is pronounced kind of Fein, but with a little bit of extra emphasis. It's German normally. So they translated it phonetically and didn't realize it was a wind. But it refers to wind on the downslope of a mountain, which kind of fits for like a weird Tengu ninja guy. That said, yes, this card design is rad. This guy, like, in the best way, is like a Naruto filler villain.
I like that for no reason he has a ponytail popping out of his mask. It's great.
It's because he's a ninja, obviously. Also, do note that I think the way this is drawn, it looks like he's got, you know, steel toe cappers for his talons. Like, they look like they're literally metal. Maybe he dipped his talons in metal.
Attached to his back.
He's got
Yeah,
steel.
he's got a cool
He's
Tengu
got
drum.
steel. Yeah, he's got steel claw claw bits at the end, a little drum, and it looks like the kunai are attached to the drum. So
Yeah,
I think the
as like a
kunai
cool
are also
accessory.
yeah.
He
It's
also
like there's
has
a lot
2
happening.
kunai and a bandolier, despite the fact that it doesn't look like he has hands, so I can only assume they're that high up on his chest so he can throw them with his beak. Like, I don't know how he throws those kunai in that position at you otherwise.
The beak that's wrapped up in the cloth.
Yeah. Anyway, no, Axe perfectly nailed this. This is a level 2 winged beast with 500 attack, 800 defense. Can attack your opponent directly. If this card inflicts battle damage by a direct attack, target an attack position monster your opponent controls, change it to defense. So not like a Meluseek, but considering this was Ancient Prophecy, this is pretty early in 5Ds, not a bad tech card in your deck
This
that,
card-
you know,
I had this
searches
card in
guys
middle
with low
school.
attack.
Yeah, this is a funny little tech card that like it's going to sit on the board maybe 2 turns, but it's going to come out at the worst possible time and be the biggest bastard and fuck over your like Goblin Army attack force or whatever type card like that has like big attack stat but the tiniest of defense line.
All right, now most of you probably already know what this guy looks like, but in case
Gale
you
the
forgot,
Whirlwind.
Gale is a little disturbing to look at. I don't know what his fucking problem is, okay, chat?
Now see, Gale is one where he's grown on me over time. I like him. He's a little.
I mean,
kid.
I don't-
okay.
I don't
He's
hate
just
him.
he's
It
just
it definitely
is it
makes
I
me
think
go,
was
"What's your
it
problem,
Zephyr or
man?"
Breeze? Was it Zephyr or Breeze? Because he just looks like that
Breeze
was
the Zephyr.
They're just Breeze's brother. They're the same kind of creature.
Definitely they are related, yes.
My only thought is that seeing his expression just makes me think of him just yelling out, "Look how hard I can piss."
Yes. You. Yes.
What?
This is
The
also
bulging
one of the
eyes.
few Blackwings that is
the
not
eyes
actually darkly
really-
colored.
The eyes really just make him look like a weirdo.
He's purple. He's got green hair. I would assume he was referencing like an anime character, except Crow's hair doesn't look like this. You know? But he's just out there. Being green.
Oh my!
Isn't this effect
A
also just a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
fucker?
Bam Link? Wait, why does he heals the? I don't know how Bam works, but I see heal opponent 600 on this card for some reason.
Weird. So, Gale the Whirlwind, level 3 tuner, 1300 attack. So, as we said, easily searchable, and also specifically cards that are 1300 or less are probably designed so that if you normal summon them, you don't search Gale. If you control a Blackwing other than Gale the Whirlwind, you can special summon this card from your hand. So, once again, normal summon anybody, add Gale, special summon Gale. Once per turn, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. That card's attack and defense become half of its current attack and defense. That is, by the way, forever.
Oh, also
Yes.
after the fact, you probably summoned a non-tuner and then special summoned Gale. Oh, hey, you have a tuner and non-tuner on the board now.
Yeah. You probably have a 3 and a 4 to make 7.
Yeah.
Bingo bongo. Or maybe you have a 3 and a 3 to make 6. Or any other such things going on.
Or God forbid you went you went Blizzard. You went like what? Blizzard into Bora, add Gale, summon Gale, sync like sync 6 then sync 9. Like who knows? Like anything. You can do anything. This is are you, if you guys have never played if you guys don't know, didn't really know like old school Blackwing before, are you starting to see like the lines and why Blackwing was such a little Andy deck forever?
Yeah, no, it's
In chat?
a deck that like some of these cards we've talked about, right, in the front half of these anime assholes, which we are getting close to the halfway of the non-synchro guys.
Yeah.
But like some of them have been pretty bad, arguably unplayably bad. But most of them at least have some sort of tech usage, and at least you go to yourself, like with like Etesian, right? Or even Fane, you go, well, their attack is low, so it's pretty easy to search them. And they all have a bunch of different levels. You know, you've got 2s and 3s and 4s, and you've got some 5s and 6s. Like, you have a wide variety of interesting levels to do. you have a shitload of special summons, right? Like, like you said, you can go Blizzard. If you got a Guy Engrave, it's Blizzard. Special summon a Guy. Also, I can special summon Dora from my hand now because I've got a Guy. That means I can also, I searched a Gale off that other guy. Like this, that, the other thing. Boom, bam.
Also,
unironically,
I
played double summon in this fucking deck.
I have 2 Black Whirlwinds on the board, so actually I'm adding 2 cards per turn. So I've added 3 Kalut in the span of this combo.
Yeah, I've added 3 Kalutes and also a Gale to half your monster's attack, so he's small. You are just dead. You are gonna die this turn.
I didn't even do synchro. I just played like 4 monsters in 1 turn and won.
Honestly, I think this is why Blackwing never got a Link monster.
There is a reason Gale, there is a reason Gale is was almost immediately limited. Like he was like, oh, we cannot allow you to play more than one of these.
It's a crazy, crazy good card. And like I said, I don't think they ever got an archetypal Link monster because they never needed any help.
So. Yeah, they really didn't. They flooded the board by themselves, and I only make the 1 Synchro monster, but I have a full board now. Who cares?
I mean, just make full armor master and say bet.
Yeah.
Anyway, this monster is slightly funny if you don't know your inside baseball. This is Ghibli, the Searing Wind. If you didn't know, Ghibli is the Libyan name for the Sirocco winds of the desert. So it's like Sirocco adjacent. And honestly, decent design. We're back to just being a bird, but weird. But
I dig it, and also,
not as weird.
I mean, honestly, it's out of order. But do we just want to kind of pull up Sirocco's art to kind of see the?
Sure, let's grab.
There is definitely at least for it's not a literal through line, but I can definitely see the inspiration of these you can see a connection between these two that is not just they're in the same archetype kind of deal.
Put Sirocco over here for a second, arrange him this way, so I don't have to de-Boreas chat. I'll keep them in the Boreas zone. Let's see, how does that work? Yeah, it's a little cut off, but you can kind of see. I can always switch them and delete them. The head shape is definitely, and the beak shape is similar. One of them is a bird, and one of them is a man bird, but they're not
you can definitely
that
see,
far apart.
The mane of hair is definitely like the most iconic bit of both of these designs. And
the poses aren't the same, but they have a similar energy to me. Both of them are kind of doing their come at me bro pose.
Yeah.
Scooch that back a little.
I will say the one thing that is bothering me a small bit, the more we see the Blackwings blown up, I'm not a big fan of the spindly legs.
Yeah, they have very skinny chicken legs.
Yeah,
it's a little weird.
And they're birds, but when they're birdmen and you can see their big ass muscles, you're okay,
also,
but
birds are
there just birds
some
on the
birds
bottom
do have small limbs, but birds are also buff. It requires immense upper body strength to do their thing. Though I am now looking at Sirocco and we gotta take the joke. Extremely pinchable waist. His waist is extremely tiny. Though part of that I think might just be the effort of he's got a huge cod piece though.
His biceps are also uncomfortably bulging.
His biceps are bigger around than his torso, his waist, I think.
Yeah.
That is an unreasonably buff bird. Anyway, Sirocco... Not Sirocco. Ghibli. We'll talk about Sirocco in a second. But Ghibli is a level 3 winged beast, 0 attack, 1600 defense. When your opponent declares a direct attack, you can't special summon this card from your hand. And then also, once per turn, you can switch the original attack and defense of this card until the end of this turn. Note that they switch the original, so any modulation does count. So,
it's a fine card.
Great card, but it's a 0, so it's super searchable, and it is kind of a budget battle fader. When your opponent declares a direct, or actually Swift Scarecrow technically, but it is a battle trick to block for your opponent. Maybe they don't have any good attack stats left if they're attacking directly. and then it can switch around to like maybe push back, or you can just use it as synchro fodder.
Yeah, or it's level 3. You plopped on the board, ideally in the position where it's going to stay.
Yeah,
and then you'll combo off with a level 3 already on the board for you to use as fodder.
And it's a Blackwing, so you
push
get
per
to
game,
start.
because the 600 stat line is not the worst.
No. And presumably if it's still on the board, whatever your opponent attacked you directly with doesn't have 16, so
Yeah.
you've got some play. Sirocco the Dawn is an incredibly famous guy. We'll just go ahead and mention him too. He's level 5, but he says that if your opponent controls a monster, you can normal summon or set this card without tributing, so he's halfway to Cyber Dragon. He is your great going second starter. Then also, once returned during your main phase 1, you can target a black monster you control until the end of this turn. It gains the attack equal to the combined attack of all Blackwings currently on the field, except itself. But for the rest of this turn, you can only attack with that monster. Sirocco is also just your Swarm the Board OTK trick. I don't even need to synchro. Oh, what's that? Didn't draw a tuner? Who cares? Sirocco. Add 4,000 birds together.
Sirocco's what I like to call your anti-Gores tech. Who needs to worry about Gores if you win the game in a single attack, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Which is, like, for this era of early 5Ds,
Gores
Sirocco was
been
Crimson
later,
Crisis,
but
which is like, is that like the second set in 5Ds? It's the one with RDA on it, so it's early. No, it's like the third set.
Okay. Sirocco does predate Gores, but Gores was 2011, so like, Gores was still around in Blackwing time.
I thought Gores was way earlier. Damn.
Sirocco. Well, oh, you know what? That might be. It is a promo. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong one. Dark Legends 08.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those weird cards where, because of the way the wiki's set up, the releases are separated. It was Dark
Legends. He got
Legends
only a North
first.
American release.
Yeah.
In 08. What happened? But
in a big pack. So it was circulating around. But yeah, so Gores existed when Sirocco was around. So like, yeah, Sirocco works as a countermeasure. Sirocco works as a great OTK tool. There's a lot of crazy things you can do. Sorry, I was stun-locked by another card art.
This is an unfortunate name for the next monster.
Yeah, also got a great... there's an art going on
here. A weird art.
Yeah.
A weird art.
I was stun-locked for a second. It makes... Ironically, this makes more sense blown up, but when you're looking at it from afar, you're like, what am I looking at? So this is Gust the Backblast. Gust the Backshots.
Oh, God.
Okay,
no.
Get weirder.
Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it.
You had to make it weirder, of course.
You invoked the name, so I'm posting the Swotor cryptid that I saw earlier today in the chat. We cannot say this out loud on stream.
Okay, I'll be careful. I'll tell the others to be careful as well.
That's yeah.
Oh, that's a
Moving
great
on.
Character name. Wow, I didn't know Swotor had FF14 names.
So
it does now.
There is a character name, a legacy name, where it's like just like every character in your account can potentially have this as like a last name, and then a title, which is the pure at the end of that.
That's great. So Gust, though, like I said, Gust is a card that made less sense to me when he was small, but now that he's large, I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. Like, it's still got some of the oddities of the design. Like, I don't understand what his knee joints are doing. Like,
see, for me, I understood the art. It's more so that he does not. He is a Blackwing card with a Blackwing design, but not a Blackwing art style. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no. This is clearly drawn by
like
a different
someone else
artist,
drew
and
him.
also his color scheme is like a very odd. You know, kind of like it's got all the aesthetic choices. He does have a very fucked up hand back there. I'm not sure what's going on. I think that's what his hands look like from the back.
That
in
is
the back
yeah.
shot,
That
is his left or his right.
That is his hand. That is the back of his hand facing the camera, where he's got it in a similar pose as the hand facing the camera, but it looks like similar to some of the other birds. He's got like steel claw bits, so the claws are just like peeling back. Like the claws are like longer than the actual
5
fingers. So
on his fingers, Chad.
Yeah.
So like that said, I don't hate Gus. It's just he He does kind of stand out, though. He is weird.
He feels very Birdman Joe, unless Blackwing.
And also, completely wasted set of abs. This is a level 2 with 900 attack.
Oh, I didn't even look at his stats.
Yeah, no, like, this guy looks like a big buff level 4. No, he's a level 2 with 900 and 1400 defense. If you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. If your opponent's monster attacks a Blackwing you control, the attacking monster does 300 during the damage step only. The battle trick is not good because that means you've got a 900 attacker left on the board. Maybe if you're doing some Sirocco stuff, you can do it. But as a, like, random starter for, like, oh, I don't control any cards, special summon Gust. I can now special summon Gale.
I guess the idea is like, oh, Gust is essentially a 1700 defender on the board that you put out, and it wastes an opponent's larger monster attack, because generally your normal summons are not going to beat 1700.
Yeah.
So he's a wall. He's a wall that kind of just like sits there.
He is
a
wall,
okay,
or he is
like,
also just like, it is just
he's
a free
free body
starter to
for-
be like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I've got a bunch of guys in my hands, but I don't have any great normal summons, or I only have one
Gotta
good
go.
normal
See you
summon.
guys.
See you, X.
Bye.
Thanks, Golden. But you know, you only have one good target in hand, or one good normal summon, so you're just like, well, I have one normal summon anyway. I can special Gust the Back Blast, and we can just start comboing. Like, he's not supposed to be a great card. But this is something to remember about the 5Ds era, right? It was, while Blackwings could be very, very explosive, especially with cards like Kalut, who is coming soon. But, you know, this deck could be incredibly explosive and could be very combo-based. Like, it is a combo Andy deck, you know? It is a deck where you get to go, I normal summon this guy, then I add these guys, and I do this, and I do that. You know, like, you get to make a lot of little motions. Even if you do all that, sometimes you're not OTKing. Sometimes you don't have a Sirocco push, and you don't have, like, 3 Kaluts in hand, you know? You gotta have a little bit of back and forth. So, having defensive options is not bad. These days, you see a lot of modern deck designs are basically like, unless they're specifically designed for the grind game, every deck is basically like, my plan is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. And then it's the other half of it is the Ratatouille meme, which is just like, if I do not win, I die. Like,
Basically.
You do the whole combo, you do your board setup. If your opponent breaks the board, follow up, what's that? Like, there are plenty of decks I have encountered that are kind of like that. I mentioned this a little bit in the preamble as well. Enneacraft finally came to Master Duel. The Ultras are not too bad. And I have heard that apparently it is branded Kryptonite, which I love to hear. But that's a deck that, like, has like, one good recovery option, and even then, it's very slim. You know, one of their spell cards, you can banish the turn after it was sent there to add one guy from your face-up extra deck back to hand. So, like, if your opponent just Raigekis or Illusion Gates you or whatever, and you're down, like, 5 cards, you're just like, well, I'm glad I play 3 copies because every single small monster in my deck is Q-Fort Scout, you know? Like, it's a deck that incentivizes playing free ups anyway naturally, so, like, you're not usually out of tech cards, but it's just like, yeah, there's no fucking recovery in this, you know? As opposed to, like, my beloved Red Eyes, my much maligned Red Eyes, the deck that, like, the Graveyard? That's literally my second hand. In fact, I don't want these cards in my fucking hand. I would love them to be in the Graveyard. Put them all in the Graveyard. You know, like, there are decks that are still like that. So having defensive options is not bad. And this is a thing that, you know, it's been a while since you've been with us on Fail Betrayal, but I recall these conversations we've had before on Fail Betrayals, which is like, don't knock a battle trick. 300 isn't a lot, but it can be enough to at least stall out your opponent a little. 600 would be pretty good, you know.
Gust is one of those cards that I would see as, like, I have a 39 card deck. I don't really have, like, anything else to put in here. Fuck it. I guess, like, one Gust couldn't hurt, and it'll come up maybe once every 50 games and, like help stall a turn. That's
And
what it's there
I feel
for.
like
It's not there to
Most
win
people
you a
won't
game.
expect it either.
Blackwing's design really opens itself up to that because of the way Black Whirlwind is. And obviously, in the initial 5D support, I don't think Black Whirlwind was very searchable. Well, I haven't found any Black Whirlwind searchers yet so far, and we're all the way to H in our alphabet. Harmat in the dust, by the way. But like, you're playing 3 of it. You're probably going to draw it at some point. You know, duels don't necessarily end in 2 turns in this phase. So like, you can include little one-ofs. You can include like one-of tech cards or a couple of cards in your sideboard and swap them out. Like, if you're playing like blind OTK Blackwings, but you know your opponent's going to make you go first after the sideboard, you can go, oh, well, I'll put in some defensive guys. I'll put in some walls, you know. And then we'll get them on the crackback kind of a thing. Like, I like toolbox archetypes where you can kind of like pick and choose your numbers. And like I said earlier, some of these cards have been literally unplayable. Sorry, Albaros. But most of them are like, well, I wouldn't play them in, you know, I won't even say 2026. In 2022, in Darkwing Blast, when they got new waves of support. But like, in 2009... Actually, shit, I'm pretty sure because there were so many Blackwings, most of us tried to build a Blackwing deck in Prague. I don't know how many of us actually took it to a tournament, but...
I don't believe I was... I believe I was out of the Prague series during Blackwing's Big Rise, but I feel like I probably would have too, because like...
There's so many of them at all kinds of rarities. You just, like...
Yeah.
I know for a fact I got like a couple of Gales and I got a couple of Synchros, and I was like, fuck it, I guess we will play Blackwings.
I mean, shit. Even if you don't pull a full core, just play Gale as a splat. Like, does
Gale was a phenomenal fucking tuner.
Oh yeah, it's just you control a Blackwing monster other than Gale. It's not even like busted. Like, oh well, your board has to only
even
be
if you're
Blackwings
fucking
to do
normal
this really
summoning
powerful
Poro,
effect.
that's still a decent guy. Like we said, 1700 Piercer, that's fine. And if you don't know, by the way, Harmattan is a seasonal wind in West Africa from the November to March, so a winter wind. As much as you have winter in the middle of the desert.
That Harmattan here is from Bosch. He is very much a newer card, but admittedly a decade old, but newer.
It's a weird case where I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming because it's in the list, that this was a card that was like related to anime stuff that didn't actually like come out until they brought him back for the 5Ds. Or for the Arc 5. Or the wiki just misplaced him and put him in the 5Ds column when he should be in the Arc 5. And there are 59 of these motherfuckers. I can't be arsed.
Hey, he should be in the Arc 5 column, Omega, because his appearances are only in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5.
Ah, so the wiki's fucked up. We'll talk about him anyway, just because we're here.
Oh, you know
I will
what?
Say...
The Arc 5 section is only the Assault Blackwings, so that's why Harmattan is in the base.
Okay. So we'll get some we may get some later ones mixed in with the others. Okay.
The Assault Blackwing are explicitly an Arc 5 subtype.
That's okay. There's a lot of these fuckers.
Yeah.
So this is from the Arc 5 era. So let's compare, I guess. Design-wise, doesn't look that different. This is, a level 2, so it looks like just a bird. It has, some very Tengu-esque prayer beads, at least. But otherwise, this is just a bird doing bird things.
I do like the kind of... the punk-esque, like, golden little manacles. It looks like the kind of like Chun-Li the Chun-Li bangles.
Yeah. He's a little punk rock. That's okay.
I don't know what to call those.
Those, I'm sure, have a name. But when you say
I'm sure
the Chun-Li bangles, I'm like... Surely everyone in chat right now could picture Chun-Li's legs if I asked you to.
What? I'm just going to look this up now. Is there a specific name for Chun-Li's bangles? Because
I thought you would say for Chun-Li's legs.
Anyway, I'm reading it. Harmattan honestly could be a first wave card. Like... It's a level 2 that's 800. If you control a Blackwing other than Harmattan, you can special summon it. Pretty normal effect. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. When this card is normaled or specialed, and that's probably the only thing that's like Arc 5 specific. If it was like 5Ds, it would probably be on normal or special. Like either or, not both. But when this card is summoned, basically, you can target one other Blackwing you control, increase this card's level by that monster's. You get to level fix. Not unheard of in the 5Ds era, so a pretty good card overall. Don't know like where you'd see it in the 5Ds sector.
I mean,
comparatively,
I think,
and then moving on to Arc 5, but it's all right. It's a free special.
I mean, that and like just like the ability to freely modify levels. It's when he is summoned. Okay, I was double checking.
Yes, when he is summoned, you pick up another Blackwing, increase his level by that monster's level. So basically, if you have like a level 2 tuner on board, you special. I literally forgot Harmattan's name for a second, but you special Harmattan. Harmattan doubles his level basically, so you can go to 6 instantly. If you have a 3
or if you
tuner,
have a 3, he goes to
5, go 8.
Makes an 8.
Yeah, like that's very solid to kind of like make it so that you can get to your higher level plays with fewer monsters.
If it's a 4, you make a 10. I mean, like this is like really good. Like it like by himself is just a fine card, but even just like running through my head of like other 2s, 3s, and 4s, this is a 1 card like.
This is, again, chat, why I say that Synchro Summoning was more complicated than Xyz Summoning. Like, you start modifying levels, and you're like, oh, that opens up, like, a whole flowchart of math I can do. Whereas Xyz is almost always, like, 2 4s. Rank up 4.
I didn't fully mention this because it wasn't relevant for the progression series, but the progression series my friend is going through, I essentially became their Siberian. I became their on-call, like, hey, like, why is this not working?
Game bug.
And God,
tech support.
So many of those questions came about in the Synchro era because, like, Synchros are hard. I'm not going to say they aren't, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's comprehending arithmetic. It's comprehending basic arithmetic, but also while in the middle of a complicated Yu-Gi-Oh game state.
While also occasionally you do have to dodge like shit where you're like, oh yeah, you can't special summon this guy because you forgot to double check the fine print. This says, a tuner and a light non-tuner monster, and you're like, oh, my tuner is light. Oops, I've biffed it.
I was basically just on call. Like I was just like, well, I'll just have my DMs open. If one of them pop in if one of them send me a message, I've got to go grab them. they're grabbing me for a few minutes.
But yes, this is a card that people probably also don't recognize, but is in fact from the 5Ds era. This is Hillen the Tengu Wind, straight up the Tengu Wind.
I don't like him.
I really fuck with this dude. This dude, he's fat, like, or he's out of shape at least. He's rad. I love him. He's just a dude.
He does have a little bit of a dad bod going on, which is great for a Tengu.
You can kind of like he has pecs. Like he's hench, as I believe Jeremy started to adopt. What's that term way back? Like fat. He's fat, but he's still, like, physically imposing.
This is literally a Tengu you would run into on the mountain. Like, you would be minding your own business in, like, Sekiro, and this guy is like, oh ho, if you want to pass, you've got to fight me. And you're like, okay, old guy. And then he, stands up and his robe opens and reveals that, yes, he is fat, but he is also buff. I mean,
honestly,
he's going to get you.
I would say the one problem with this card design is I couldn't. If you show me this card art, I would not be able to tell you it's a Blackwing. He is just a Tengu.
No, this is just Reborn Tengu too.
Yeah,
like this is very generic. There are some black feathers in the foreground technically, but they do not have the black feather design.
Well, yeah, like there's black feathers in the art, but also he has black wings. So you just that's just like a cool design trait he did because he has wings.
Sorry, I was just stunned like with something I saw in our games chat. I hope that's not correct.
Oh.
The eShop page for Switch 2 says that the Kingdom Hearts bundle that just got announced today, you'll be able to buy on modern consoles Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3 at 542 gigabytes. That better be a fucking typo. I know there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts games, but also I basically have played this bundle already because it's 1.5, 2.5, and then 3 with Final Remix. Like, it's not that big.
That can't be true.
That's gotta be a typo.
We really have to make sure all the polygons of Sephiroth's long hair is loaded in.
Anyway, Hitler the Tenguin is a level 5 tuner. This is a high-level tuner. You don't see it a lot, but it does occasionally happen. 0 attack, 2300 defense. We take 2,000 or more battle damage from your opponent's monster's direct attack while this card's in the graveyard. Select one level 3 or lower Blackwing from your graveyard, special summon that monster, and this card from the graveyard. Their effects are negated. Each player can only use the effect of Hitler the Tenguin once per duel. Can you tell this guy was printed exactly once and has never been PCST'd?
I'm sorry. Wait. I need to open this card. You
when you take
words
2,000 or more battle damage from your opponent's monster's direct attack while this card is in the graveyard, you can select one level 3 or lower Blackwing monster in your graveyard. Full stop. Special summon that monster and this card from the graveyard. Their effects are negated. Each player can only use the effect of Blackwing Hillen the Tenguin once per duel.
Okay.
Hard once per duel.
Oh my god! Wait. Hang on.
This guy was printed once and has not been PCST'd and is very weird.
There's it has to just be pre-PSCT because I'm reading this and my brain is going, can your opponent pull this out of your graveyard? There's no way that's how this card is meant to be designed.
No, I think it's just they were trying to figure out how to write a hard once per turn, but they just for a once per duel. Like, they didn't want to make it so that like you can only use this effect once per duel, because they wanted to make sure that, like, if your opponent stole it somehow, they couldn't, they could also use it, or each player could use it once, as it says. But, like, yeah, you don't need to do all that.
You read it out. I was comprehending it. That last sentence stomached me that I just forgot the rest of what you said.
Yeah, no. Each player can only use the effect of Blackwing once per duel. Is like, what? Huh? Why did you say it that way?
Yeah, the phrasing of that suddenly makes me think, wait, can my opponent take this out of my graveyard then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, was printed exactly once.
Yeah.
It printed exactly once and never PCST.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, I can see why, like, high-level tuners are fun, but, like, that's absolutely an anime bullshit card.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I will say, it would come down to like how many, like what are good level of Blackwings to even be playing. This guy doesn't even seem like a terrible card to be playing even now, because like shit, 23k at 23
the idea is basically
is a good stat.
Your opponent domes you for over 2k directly, which presumably means they're attacking him with all their monsters. They get you with their biggest guy. If you're not already dead, you summon back another big booty, and you summon back another guy, presumably a non-tuner, because remember, Healan is the tuner. So, you summon back a low-level non-tuner, and if your opponent's just out of attacks, you just go, hey, on my turn, you're dead. Summon a level 2, make Black Rose, you're dead.
I can't recall every level 3 we've gotten, but there has to be like a level 3 there's surely a level 3 that does something on summon, or a level 3 that does something on summon.
Well, they are both negated, so.
Oh, they're negated? Okay, yes. Sorry, brain.
I just say both are negated. Not that, like, I also don't know why they negate Healan, because you don't need to. His effects are all from the graveyard, and they can only be done once per duel, but yeah.
You never know. There might be some weird bullshit people could try to do.
So let's see. Was this guy in the... Okay, no. This guy was in the original 5D's anime. He is, however, was only printed way later. In a Dragons of Legend. This is Hurricane the Tornado.
That's such a weird name. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why that one. is
No,
odd to
no,
me.
it's like it's weather the weather. Like that's not a good combo.
Yeah.
Most of them have been
Yeah.
like the name of the wind and then like a weather effect, like Kalima the or just have names like Kalima the Haze, Elfin the Raven. Even like Bora the Spear is like okay, I follow that.
Yeah, like
Hurricane the Tornado, Tatsumaki no Hurricane.
Like it kind of it flows well in Japanese because like it just like the enunciation sounds entertaining, but Hurricane.
Well, also it sounds kind of like you're introducing a wrestler, which like
yeah.
look at this guy.
Look at this fucking dude. This is like okay. First off, I will say level 1, so he should be just a bird, but this guy is.
This guy is on steroids. We haven't got to
This
their
guy
other
isn't
big
a
level 1
wife
tuner
beater?
because his name is like very low, Vayu. But like this guy definitely goes to the same school as Vayu. Actually, Vayu's a delinquent, right? He's got like
believe so.
like a poncho jacket, I think.
I'm
pretty
certain-
sure this guy
yeah.
goes to the same school as Vayu, right? Like this is that unreasonably buff Japanese high schooler you see in anime and manga sometimes.
This is Jotaro Kujo, age 16.
Dallas couldn't make it, but we got a JoJo reference in.
But yeah, no, like this dude has like a full ass beard, a wife beater. He's got on like jeans that like
He's
they're
wearing
not
a
buttoned
belt
up.
that is buckled.
Yeah.
He's wearing a belt because he has not done up the top button of his jeans.
Yeah, like the pants are not buttoned, but he's wearing a belt to make his jeans like comically stick out the top. Which is like,
and also presumably so he can
style
whip it off and hit somebody with it because like
Yeah,
this guy has the eyes of a killer.
This is something I want to just say real quick because like this is something that I see all the time in punk stylings. I never understood the idea of I won't button up my pants, but I'll still put on a belt. Like, okay, just button up your pants. Like, I get you're trying to look cool. Button up the
Practical
fucking
thing
pants.
of like you wear if you're not buttoning up your pants and you're not wearing a belt, your fucking pants are gonna fall down, and then you're not gonna look
obviously,
cool.
yeah.
But like the idea is, I think the button is undone because it's if you're actually being truly punk, you're bucking society's rules of like, oh, the dress code says I need to have my shirt tucked in and all my buttons done up. Fuck you, man. I'm not gonna do that. I'm too cool for school.
I guess so. It's more just the idea of the belt. It's like, okay, but you do still care about your pants not falling down.
Yeah. Also, again, this guy's like weird bird legs. These are technically, I think, jean shorts because they just stop at his knees and they don't look ripped.
I think they're just cut. I think they're just hemmed or something. Like, weird.
This guy also looks like he's like probably because of the posing. But if you told me that this was like a mook that follows fucking Panquatops, I'd believe it.
Honestly, he does kind of have prehistoric vibes. Honestly,
Yeah.
I see what you're getting at.
So this card's very simple. I can see why they did not print him because he was like an anime one-off in the original 5Ds, but he's a level 1 tuner. That's very strong. Blackwing only has a couple of those, or did. They probably have more by now, but like, so they didn't print him in the original anime run. They waited until Dragons of Legend. He is a 0/0 and says once per turn, target one synchro monster on the field. This card's attack becomes that monster's current attack until the end of this turn. So like, he's either just a level 1 tuner or he is just like a crash machine. Oh, your opponent has a big ass synchro on board. No, you don't.
You know what? I guess it is fitting that despite him being a level 1, he is jacked as shit because he is going to become like a 3K guy.
Yeah, your opponent has summoned RDA, and you go, nice, cool story, bro.
Yeah.
And then Hurricane the Tornado is gonna fucking do his patented Hurricane Tornado drop on him.
Hey, funniest thing is you can search this guy off of fucking anything too because he's a 0.
Yeah, no, like it's again. That's why I think they did not print this guy in the original run. A level 1/0/0 tuner would be like crazy good even without his effect. Later, it was like, oh well, this deck's already crazy.
Yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh has Dragons of Legend. It's Dragons of Legend, which I believe is like the same set with random bullshit like the roulette spider, or like it was like this same like series of cards. It's like the same like side sets of like, we're just gonna print bullshit from the old games that like we never would have printed 10 years ago because that warps the game and we had no clue how to design it.
It's got stuff like, that's where like Mound of the Bound Creator and Ra's Disciple are from. They printed Sabatiel the Philosopher's Stone in there, which was brand new. Oh shit, Soul Charge is from that set. Like Guardian Eatos, Guardian Dreadscythe and shit. Oh hey, the hands were printed for the first time in there.
Oh yeah, true.
Yep, the hands.
Giant red hands. But, like, mostly I'm looking at it, it just looks like it's a bunch of different anime season cards that, like, they just weren't sure they could get away with, including, like, Eye of Timaeus, I think, for the first time.
Yeah, I'm looking I believe Dragon's Legend 2 is, like, oh, yeah, Dragon's Legend 2 is we got a lot of the weird Toon stuff, like Comic Hand, Mimicat, Toon Briefcase,
It's that weird case where like Konami started doing this a while ago, and now they have a very strict formula for it in the OCG, which is every year there is a set literally called Animation Chronicle, which exists only to print like 40 anime only cards until they run out of anime only cards.
It's existed forever. It just wasn't never always called that.
Yeah, but the starting with the Of Legend sets are like almost always the like, okay, we hear you. There's some cards we didn't print because they were silly. Here they are. We made them work.
At least we attempted to make them work.
Yeah.
I appreciate Konami because like this is something that I being someone who's also been like well into Magic lately. I've kind of more into playing Magic than Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's still my home.
Yeah.
There is so much discourse, TM, about the power level of Magic the Gathering sets lately. And it's just like, dude, when they're printing a crossover set, I don't give a shit how powerful these cards are. The fact they're printing these cards and putting a good bit of heart and soul into like designing these cards, same as how Yu-Gi-Oh does with like these Roulette Spiders, these Animation Chronicles. I just like seeing like, yeah, okay, the Fortnitification of Magic is bad. What? I don't give a fuck. Go cry in a corner. I'm sorry. I enjoy Magic I enjoy Magic.
It may be like impactful on the long term for Magic because like I think there is an argument that it might dilute Magic the Gathering's identity. But I think the reason why that might happen is because, unfortunately, the quote-unquote Fortnite of Magic sets, the Universes Beyond, are giga successful. The problem is that people want to purchase them with money. And usually, I think, to play them, unlike Pokemon cards, where Logan Paul just robs your local card shop just to get them slabbed. Like, it's one of those things where, like, yeah... I understand, I think, kind of some of the arguments of the old heads, but it's definitely like... No, it's not like not every card you see is just, like, slop just because you think it is. Like, there's a lot going on, and we spent fucking 6 weeks at, like, 6 hours a week talking about the FF set, which should tell you everything you need to know about how much juice that had. Like, a lot.
Yeah, dude, the Final Fantasy XIV set single-handedly got dozens of my friends into Magic. I'm like, I do not know how, like, yeah, buddy, I'm like, the fortification of Magic may kill the game for the old heads, but it has single-handedly it single-handedly made Magic like a talking point for a bunch of gaming nerds for a good year.
No, yeah, it was there. Like honestly, I think trading cards were on a little rough way with like investors in some sets, but everybody, I think, except Pokemon, has had kind of their silver bullet moment, which for Yu-Gi-Oh in the TCG is, I think, the combination of Genesis giving a lot of lower power cards a home, and then also just like Konami actually listening to people about like rarity. With like the many rarity collections and the side prints and bringing over all the overframes in like a timely manner. like the OCG introducing the new overframe rarity finally, and like doing like serialized Grandmaster rares, but not going like crazy with it, right? Like, so like that's what's really brought Yu-Gi-Oh back lately. What brought Magic back was Universes Beyond, of like, yeah, no, they're crazy out there. And we did a smaller episode not too long ago about, I think it was the set that was like just before the Final Fantasy one, but the Doctor Who one, and like I wasn't always up to date with some of my newer Doctors. Good.
I don't believe Doctor Who was a set. I believe it was structured decks.
I think it was the Commander's deck, but like even
they
then,
were Commander decks, not like a full set.
It was still like very lovingly crafted by people who knew what the fuck they were doing. And I think next week we're gonna do the Warhammer Universes Beyond decks. Which is another. Which, hey, by the way, so plug for something else on this channel since we got a lot of people watching. Currently, our actual play series is Fantasy Flight Games Death Watch Tabletop RPG. You know, where we play Space Marines. Loth's in it. I'm the game master.
Hello.
You would not believe how funny it is that I picked Gene Stealer cults specifically as one of the enemies our guys have to fight, and how many times I will just offhand mention a unit, and Dallas, who's also playing in the game, will go like, "Oh yeah, that guy's a really broken Magic card."
Okay, Omega, I do. We probably should stop this sidebar, but speaking of like putting just like stupid love and care into a card. Please put this card on screen, please.
That's right. Somebody shared this in the Discord.
Please put Sauron
I'll show
on
Sauron.
screen.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Oh,
we will have
I've
to
seen-
do
I've seen memes.
We will certainly do a
when
Marvel,
the Marvel one is out. We'll do that
double
one
trail.
because that's gonna be like so much fun. Actually, is this? No, it's not quite on screen. Let me put it on center. You need to see that other guy. Dinosaur vampire villain. When Sauron enters, choose one. Cure cancer, turn people into dinosaurs. Like,
Cure cancer.
I know that's a
You
meme,
gain
but
life.
that's a very good one.
Turn people into dinosaurs. The effect you will always activate when you play this card.
Yeah, no. They've designed it in a way so that you do the meme. You have the choice between curing cancer or turning people into dinosaurs. Spider-Man asks, Sauron, why aren't you doing thing like curing cancer? And Sauron goes, I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Also,
that's great
funny,
shit.
While he's on the screen, I do want to say, for people curious why he's a vampire, Sauron's, on top of being a super genius who is turning people into dinosaurs, could also cure cancer, he's an energy vampire and a dinosaur man.
He's, if I remember correctly, I think chat can scroll back. I've lost the copy, and I did not was able to control Y back. But if I remember correctly, because Sauron's been along like for a long time. One, Sauron is actually named for a reference. He explicitly picked his villain alias after Tolkien. But two, I think he's like a mutant or a mutate. Like, he's some kind of like human-adjacent guy.
Hey, he was bitten by a mutant pterodactyl.
Okay, he was bitten by a mutant pterodactyl. Because I was going to say that, like, I think his being a dinosaur is a separate power set from his energy vampirism. He is also just a super genius.
Yeah, he is a mutant who, when he absorbs your energy, turns into a pteranodon. So he needs energy to be a pteranodon, which he does with his mutant abilities by absorbing your energy. And he is rogue, but instead of stealing your powers, he turns into a pterodactyl.
Also, let's be real. Rogue was very weirdly utilized by a lot of writers. There was a long-ass time where she was just in the comics, was just a flying brick. She stole Miss Marvel's powers and just got to be Superman, basically. Who occasionally they remembered could steal powers. Whereas, like, obviously, not as a huge aside, especially because Dallas isn't here. We don't need to get into that. We'll save our Marvel asides for a Marvel episode. But, like, I got into the X-Men with X-Men Evolution because that was the cartoon when I was growing up, and like that was a show that was nothing but like Rogue never got to be a flying brick. She was always the weird utility girl who would just like, oh, Scott Summers, Cyclops got knocked out or he lost his eyeglasses so he can't shoot. Hey Scott, give me a hit of that. Whoop. Hey, I can use Scott's powers better than he can. Get blasted, nerd. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
There's always
very fun
like
stuff. Anyway, this is Jetstream the Blue Sky. Go ahead, Sauron.
Also, for no reason, he can breathe. Also, for no reason, Sauron can also breathe fire. I don't know why. He just can.
He just does that. This is
worry about
Jetstream
it.
the Blue Sky. This card was printed exactly once in Duelist Pack Crow, so I can only assume it's not good.
This
it's okay.
is this bird is high as fuck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is Aurora's little brother.
This dude is chilling. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, just burden. This is
he's
a
a battle
level
bird.
1 non-tuner, 100 attack, 800 defense. During damage calc, send this card from your hand to the graveyard to prevent a Blackwing you control from being destroyed by this battle. It's basically reverse Kalut. Instead of always winning battle, you always don't lose battle. But we did talk about Kalut was limited for a period, so like giving them some alternatives doesn't make terrible sense.
Yeah, he's like he's one or two of that. Hey, you can fish at any point, so like it's fine. Like he's a 100.
The
so,
beauty
like,
of being 100.
if you're in a bad spot, yeah. If you're in a bad spot, he is he's in an emergency button. Like he's not gonna do much for you.
It's not the ideal one, but having a level 1 around that's not a tuner can be very helpful for doing some very funny link combos. Like, there are level 1 tuners are really good because that's, that's how you do a lot of synchro climbing math. Level 1 non-tuners can also be very useful because it lets you just stick extra guys on the board and go off. Now, here's a card that I was, not sure was from the original run, but no, this is from Extreme Victory. This is Jin the Rain Shadow. Or Jin the Dry Wind in the OCG. I don't know why it was Chibi.
Oh, damn.
I
don't know why it's Chibi.
I don't. So like, okay, I've cut up his face and he looks fine.
Yeah.
Why is his head so big?
I don't know. It's like maybe it's another case of it's a helmet. Like
is this
is
a
he
rejected
a bird
design
man?
from Code Lyoko?
Oh my God,
Okay.
Moth! You've made you can't just age me 1,000 years. But like,
yeah, I don't
okay,
know what's going on.
I'm going on the assumption because there's like a small glow at the bottom. This is a mask. That's a mask. That is how I am justifying this existing. If that is an actual bird head, that is horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy's way more fucked up than a lot. The card's name is a pun. It's named Jin, so it's Jin no Karakaze no Jin. So it's probably like based off like a style of longsword called Jindachi Zuruki, which is like you wear the sword edge down, which is how it looks in the card art. And it's a very odd one. This, speaking of them, is a level 1 tuner. So, like, instantly, this is a card that you think about playing just because level 1 tuners are crazy good. It makes your math really easy if you can get certain levels on board. It does have 600 attack and 500 defense, and it does say if this card battles a face-up monster with defense equal or less than this card's attack, destroy that monster at the start of the damage step without damage calculation. So, we talked earlier about how, like, the 5Ds was definitely an era where you would get some guys who were like big attack, little defense. So this card can just do some very funny tricks to just win battle. That's cute.
Hey,
that's for level 1.
Secondary, you shouldn't do this. It's bad. But a funny option, Sirocco it. It just wins.
That's true. It just says less than this card's attack. It doesn't say current or original or anything. Just attack stats. So yeah, if you Sirocco, it will blow
I guess
up
Jin
anybody.
just wins. Jin just wins, and then you synchro in main phase 2. Like I guess that's the plan. It's funny.
I mean, you can't attack with
anything
any Jin anyway. Yeah, no, you can do some very funny things. Very weird card. Was printed in like Extreme Victory, so it is an old school. All right. I need to step away for a hot second and refill my bottle of water, but that's okay because I'm sure we'll all have something to say about our next card. It's the boy, the man, the myth, the legend. And I guess not having mouths is just a thing the Blackwings do. But anyway, jump scare, Kalut for game.
Oh,
No!
I lost another week. Oh, I lost another week. I mean,
The tunnel chat.
what is there to say about Kalut, Love?
God. So at least up close, he doesn't look as bad as I thought he was going to look. But still,
he has it's the exact same face as Gale, and honestly, I didn't mind Gale. I don't mind Kalut. I think this works well. You know, I will say, Gale and Kalut existing has made me feel less weird about Breeze. Because
yeah,
like when we saw Breeze as like the first one, and she was just like this weirdly like
eyes only,
mouthless-
no mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, but like okay, so like there is a variation of Blackwing that look like this, and it's made like Breeze is still weird and like she like abjectly feminine and like weird things to get in about that, but I think Breeze is like fine now. Like Kalut, like
yeah, you know,
I guess,
the comment
like
I made
you would
just
say,
before I
still
stepped away
masculine,
was that
like
I'm like, oh, I guess that's just like how some of the Blackwings are, is they have no beak or face. It's a thing that's like it's not clear, but I'm wondering like, is the idea that they're wearing like they're small bird men and they're like wearing full face covering masks, or
yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Maybe it might be meant to be a mask, because like Jin is making me think like, yeah, maybe the idea is like they're like younger / smaller birds who are just wearing jersey line work.
It's very funny to me that the phrase for anime art does not show a screenshot of Kalut being summoned. It's just Crow showing somebody Kalut.
I mean, that's I'm like,
no, I mean it's real, but that's very funny.
Real.
Yeah, I can't. Kalut did have a 3D model in Dual Terminal, but it's front facing, so I can't really tell. Like, I would need to see a different angle of like the side. Like, is it supposed to be a mask covering? But it could be a big stylized mask. That could be their thing.
Gale is definitely one that was shown a lot.
Like, looking at it, like the eyes do look kind of like recessed, so it could be like big anime eyes under a mask, or it could be carved. Like, I don't know.
If that's his actual eyes, he must see like a 40/40 vision.
Here is a official. This is an official figure of Gale. And granted, it is not the original art, but the eyes look very much like intended to be indented into the mask. Yeah,
I feel comfortable saying that it looks like they're not as big and pointy as the big guys, but I'm comfortable saying this looks like this is probably a mask piece.
Yeah, like here, maybe this is a spell. I think this is a spell or trap. It looks like. But here's just another shot of Gale, and like it does look like the eyes are like the eyes might be part of the. It's hard to tell. I can't make heads or tails.
It's one of those weird cases where I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Art direction excels, where like it's ambiguous. You're not sure. Is it a mask? Is it a headdress? Yeah. Are those his actual eyes? It could be. We don't know. But like, I would feel a lot more comfortable with these designs if it is just a mask that doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah,
you know, it would make more sense.
And I'm a screen.
Jen is 1000% like that has to be a mask. If that's not a mask,
he's
that's
like
weird.
that looks like he's doing a cartoon mask thing, you know, and we know they have masks that are bird shaped. Anyway, like I said, if you don't fucking know what Kalut is a winged beast, level 3, 1400 attack. Kalut actually I think has pretty decent attack, not just before its effect, but also so it's harder to search. You know, you can't just normal summon a Gale or a Blizzard and get him. But 1400 attack, and during the damage step, very specifically damage step, when your Blackwing monster battles, quick effect, send this card from your hand to the graveyard. That monster gains 1400 attack until the end of this turn. It is a long-running example of archetypal Honests. I don't remember if it's the first archetypal Honest, though obviously, like, Honest was, like, literally right at the end of GX anyway, so, like, you know, this is Raging Battle, so this is, like, what, 4 sets in? 5 sets into 5Ds? Yeah, it's got Power Tool on the front. Yeah, this is, like, the 4th set. What's up?
I might have bad news about we might have found an answer.
Oh, no.
So I don't know if you have the render of this pulled up. One of these spell cards. It has Kalut on it. It's Against the Wind. We don't have to talk about the card yet, but we could pull up the art just to sort of
Let me grab
put
it.
this
Yeah, I knew
put
it's
this
in the,
history to rest. Because I believe the answer is not the
All
one
right.
we want.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. This is. I see what you mean looking at it. So I will copy this image and I will paste it. And yeah, no. Kalut's weird face is emoting in Against the Wind.
That is just their faces.
I kind of prefer it the other way, but sure. Whatever, Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just saying you have a flexible art style.
I do think Jin is the mask because like the with Jin, there's the glowing bit at like the open beak that looks like a mask, but Gale, Breeze, and Kalut are
the bird heads are usually masks, and Jin has a bird head, so I would assume it is a mask. Whereas these weird round things are faces. Also, by the way, Kalut is named after Kalat or Kurat, which is the Persian word for fortress. And
because he fortifies your Blackwings.
Yes.
You know, he is a. I guess the idea is like a defense or extra armoring, but he is much more offensive than the term fortification.
Normally you're using it to swing for game, but yes, this is or to always win battle. But yes, Kalut is from a long line of archetypal Honest's. The original Honest was not that long before this, because like I said, I checked the math. This is from the fourth set in 5Ds, so probably like the second year, maybe, if that deep. Possibly the late first year of Synchros and 5Ds cards being out. Honest is from late GX.
Dude, I hate the AI overview, man.
No, everybody does. It's bad. We don't like it. But yeah.
I googled what was the first archetypal Honest in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it tells me the first archetypal Honest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Was Honest.
Honest isn't an archetype, dumbass, stupid computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So like, I don't know like who got to be first. It might be Kalut, but this was much like the the counter trap that negates. This is a long line of cards that do this kind of trick. I know for a fact that there's one of them in Trickstar.
Yeah,
Korobane, which I've used. Korobane's a 2K attacker though, so like it's different. But again, talking about attack modulation, not. 14 is not nothing. 14 is really good. In damage calc specifically, when your opponent isn't likely to have a lot of responses.
I am going to have to go soon, but I will spend the next few minutes solving this mystery for us.
All right.
Because I can just go on the Wikipedia and scroll through all the cards.
All right, we'll move to our next one, though, just because we do need to keep on keeping on. We don't want to be here forever. This has been 2 hours already. And there's still several Blackwings to go. We haven't talked about the Synchros, like, at all.
Oh, fuck off. What is that?
This is
like
Kochi the Daybreak.
Like,
also, yes, I think it's like a crane or swan.
Crane, yeah, crane. That's the better term.
Yeah. Kochi is a Japanese translation of the Chinese name Dongfeng, as an east wind. But Kochi the Daybreak is just your level 4 tuner. 700 attack, 1500 defense, so easy to search, but not easy to search with. It does say that if this card was special summoned, you can't use it as synchro material, so you have to normal it. There were loads and loads of these restrictions on level 4 tuners specifically back in the day. They really didn't want you to make RDA or Stardust with 2 level 4s if they could help it. That said, it's still a level 4 tuner. That's still pretty solid. Kochi has no other effects other than that restriction. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, which I'm sure is another weird guy. Yeah, this is another Extreme Victory guy. It's another Birdman. Spoilers. It's a Birdman I feel slightly bad for, but you'll see why in a second. But this is Kogarashi the Wanderer. But got a pretty archetypal, Birdman face. Kind of similar to cards like Atesian and some of the others.
Unfortunate that he's got. Are the blades just like part of his hands?
Yeah, it's only that one arm, so I would assume it's added. But yeah, like the other arm wing doesn't have it. But yeah, he's got a sword coming out of one of his arms at like a really janky angle. It looks uncomfortable. Also, he's got like a ponytail, but on his ass. Like it's like tail feathers, but it's drawn like a horse tail, and I don't know why.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't help that like it's very much starting at his like ass.
Yeah,
like it's starting at like the base of his ass.
It's the same color as his weird, feather
little
thong.
Yeah. His V string kind of like it's V string. It looks like it's coming like it almost looks like it's coming out of the V string almost.
It might be coming right out the bottom. The actual continuity is concealed by the sword. But like other than like some small quibbles, this guy looks okay. It's a Birdman.
Yeah, he still looks cool. Like if this guy was in motion, I would think he looked rad. Like it's only because he is in stillness that you're kind of like, oh, there's some weirdness going on with you, isn't there?
And Kogarashi is a term in Japanese for cold wind. Hence why there's some snow in the background. Oh,
I believe there were not many sets between Honest and Kalut. I believe Kalut is the first archetypal Honest. It looks like.
Yeah. So rocking the OG.
Okay then.
Kogarashi is a level 6 tuner, 2300 attack, 1600 defense. When a face-wing Blackwing monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, except during a damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. When a monster is synchro summoned using this card as synchro material, the opponent of this card's owner cannot activate cards or effects. So, a little awkward with the printing. Hasn't been reprinted anytime soon. But, like, honestly, a pretty good tech card. Like, losing a very important card is obviously very punishing. So, like, if your opponent specifically, like, blows up your normal, right? Like, I don't think they were playing Trap Hole because, Bottomless exist. Oh, actually, wait, shit. Yeah, Bottomless is Destroy and Banish, right? It's D-Prison that doesn't destroy and banishes.
It destroys, then ban.
Yeah, so, like, this does have to be sent to the graveyard, so it doesn't work exactly like that. But there are tech cards that destroy, like, one-for-one trades. People were playing Geki Break during this time period, Geki Break and stuff like that. Little one-for-one trades. So, like, this is kind of a way that's like, okay, you got my guy. You thought you were, like, blowing up my, like, one free special summon. No, I had a Kogarashi in hand. I'm summoning a new big guy. And then, when you synchro with Kogarashi, your opponent cannot activate effects or cards or effects. Like, that's a very common form of protection these days now that's on, like, field spells and continuous cards a lot.
Hey Omega, I hate to jump ahead, but you may have heard my little wheeze a second ago. I saw the next card. I saw the next card.
Let's look at Mistral the Silver Shield. Let's go there. I don't have anything to say about Kogarashi. He's a level 6 tuner. That's a little awkward, but like I mentioned before, I think high-level tuners are actually kind of fun. You can do interesting things.
Oh no, high-level tuners have fun interaction.
Yeah. And I like Kogarashi's special summon restriction, or his special summon condition. Cool. Like, he's a neat guy. Mistral the Silver Shield. Mr. Owl! I literally fought this boss in Okami yesterday.
I'm gonna head up to this guy, but after I saw this, we had to talk about it. I had to talk about it.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, this is absolutely a card that's like, oh, what the fuck?
He is in like the most like saints like. So my brain thinks of like every single anime like power armor / mech at the same time when I see this helmet, and I can't decide which one I want to say.
He is wearing an anime helmet. It is very Saint Seiya. It's very Tokusatsu. It's
almost even like Gundam, like with the wings coming off.
Yeah, no, like this. Yeah. This bird
is the platonic. It's the platonic ideal of an anime armored helmet.
And I don't know why this otherwise normal bird has it.
Yeah, like this tiny owl. What does he even do? Oh my, he doesn't even do anything really.
No, this is Mistral's a pretty boring card. I think I tried to make it work because like it's specialable unlike Blizzard. Mistral is a level 2 tuner with 100 attack, so it's very easily searched and has 1800 defense, and then if this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, reduce the next battle damage you would take to 0. It's like an insurance card. Like, at 1800 defense, your opponent is not likely to walk over this without committing some resources, and then if they do, you are at least not taking all the damage you would have taken, but otherwise, it's a pretty bad card.
Wait. This Mistral appears on 2 separate Blackwing traps.
Yeah, it's on Black Boost and Black Backlash. I mean, at least Black Boost is, like, in Shadow. Like, they're both in Shadow. So, I don't even know how the wiki is sure that Mistral is one of the ones in Backlash. But I'll grab the art for Black Boost.
Black Boost, you can 1000% tell.
Also, he looks way cooler in that.
He looks so cool because you can't see that, you just see the silhouette and he looks intimidating. Then you see him like in light and you're like, oh, he's just like a ball.
He's just like a normal metal owl.
Yeah.
Like, here, I'll scooch him over a little so you can see both at the same time. Yeah, look at that shit,
chat. Is that Breeze? Is that Breeze in Mistral, it looks like?
It's hard to tell.
I believe that's Breeze.
Probably says.
I believe that's Breeze.
Trivia says.
Oh, Blizzard, I mean.
Blizzard,
sorry, I was
Blizzard.
thinking. I was thinking of the Whitebird. Sorry, the
Yes,
Whitebird with
you were
the
thinking
creepy,
of Blizzard. You just couldn't remember which B name it was. Yeah, no, it's Blizzard.
Both these look infinitely cooler in silhouette, where Blizzard's beady eyes aren't staring you down, and you can barely make out this. You can barely make out that he's like wearing this weird ass helmet.
He just looks like a weird, horned owl. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, he's a horned owl. That's what that's meant to be.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a horned owl.
With the helmet.
But he's a literally horned owl for some ungodly reason.
Yeah.
It's another wild one. There are some interesting design decisions. Let's get those guys off the screen and grab to another guy. A guy I really like. This is another Dragons of Legend card of, like, we couldn't give him this cool level 1 tuner, in 2010, but, you wait a few years and we can. This is Orochi the Squall. It's similar to Harmattan. He's just kind of a bird with a bead. A bead bird.
I always thought that was a bead. I always thought he was holding a bead, but is that just like a massive, like, gizzard thing?
It might just be his gizzard. Like, it looked kind of like a bead necklace.
It is coming out of him. It is coming out. It is coming off of him.
It's weird looking.
But I will leave at this. This guy does look cool though. I believe he was a pretty baller tuner, wasn't he?
No, this is a pretty good card. This is like their really good level 1 tuner. So 400, 600, so easy to search. Everybody, by the way, wave by Digwin. Everybody wave. But we move on to Orochi here. If you control a Blackwing other than Orochi, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Orochi once per turn this way. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, target one monster on the field, change that target's battle position. So it just stumblings your opponent, or Book of Moons your opponent, basically. Puts him to defense, and it's a free special summon that's a level 1 tuner. Just good
This
tech.
guy is used quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Omega. You're stuck now with me, the guy who has occasionally to mute himself because pain.
You're sick and dying, and you're toothing.
I'm sick, dying, and my tooth is just woke up today, decided I'm gonna be a bitch.
Honestly, maybe that's why you were sick, because you said it had been a while. Maybe it was something related to your tooth going off.
Maybe.
Anyway, this is Sure of the Blue Flame. This is a card that's pretty well known. So I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be another Birdman, but I think he's just a giant bird. I also think he's part Scarecrow. What the fuck is wrong with your arms, dude?
I caught a fish this big.
Yeah, I caught a fish this big on the cross. What is going on? Those are literal straight lines. There is zero muscle definition going on in this guy.
Is that? Yeah, they look just like bones, actually.
Yeah, no, he is a stick. Let me see.
He needs some milk.
So this is the quote-unquote censored art. The original OCG print had him in more of the V-necked underoos. Now it's more like he's wearing tighty whities. That's it. That's the only change. I guess there was too much bird underwear. That said, Shura is a crazy good card. Like this like with combined with Sirocco and Bora, like Shura is one of your mainstay non-tuners. Level 4, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon a Blackwing with 1500 or less attack from your deck, but its effects are negated. So obviously you can use Shura to push for more damage in battle phase, but then also in main phase 2, pick a tuner. All your tuners are like 1500 or less, the ones that can be special summoned. A few of them do have, those restrictions, but like, yeah, no, just synchro in main phase 2. All it has to do is walk over a guy, and even if it's just a normal summon, it's like normal summon Shura, start special summoning guys. That's okay because it's got 18. Now, I'm pretty sure... Oh, God, this fucker's from... I thought this guy was in Arc 5, but this fucker is from Dragons of Legend as well. Here's a guy who you're going to see who's banned. It's the banned one. Again, talking about how Blackwings never needed help making Link monsters. It's Steam the Cloak. Actually, I don't remember. Is Steam banned right now? It might not be. No, okay, they've let him out finally. Steam was banned for a long time because it summons a token. There's a better version of Steam that is from Arc 5 that is like 2 tokens. That guy's still banned, I'm pretty sure. But Steam was banned for a long time during the Link era. Steam the Cloak, he's okay. I like that he's called Steam and he has like a steam machine on his back. But otherwise, he's like a weird bird, but he also has a weird mask on. But he's wearing a robe. That's cool. He's probably
this is like one of those weirdos. Oh, damn it! You beat me. I was gonna mention like he seems like one of those guys from that was it the Emitai or whatever the fuck it was in Okami?
Yeah. From this, Sparrow Inn, which is just the Enmate. Yeah. So, by the way, it's funny. This guy's full name in the OC just translated to Steam the Invisibility Cloak, but I think Steam the Cloak just flows better. This is a level 3 tuner, 800 attack, 1200 defense. If this face-up card leaves the field, special summon a Steam token. Aqua Wind, level 1, 100, 100. If this card in your graveyard, tribute a monster, special summon this card from the graveyard. You're going to use this effect once per duel. If summoned this way, and this card is used as synchro material, the other synchros must be Blackwings. You can see why this guy got banned during the Link era. If it leaves the field, period, it creates a token. That includes being used as Link material. And then... if it's in your graveyard, you can tribute a monster to summon him back. But you can only synchro summon with Blackwings. But you're Link summoning, so that shit don't matter. So this card was a lot like, what's his face? I think it was it Rocket or Jet Synchron? Jet Synchron, I think, was the, like, send a card from the top of your deck to summon him back. Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion, who also made a token when he got synchroed away, like, or left the field. Like, there were a lot of cards like this. Steam the Cloak, I think, was a pretty good one. I don't remember when they unbanned him, but they waited a while. And like I said before, there is actually another one of these guys that I think is still banned that I don't remember his exact name of, but it's like Steam 2, basically, and it's way better. Also, by the way, proving that you can reuse names in Blackwings. Also, what the fuck am I looking at? Sorry. I saw this card blown up for the first time. But, so, remember that there was Hurricane the Tornado. Well, now we have Blackwing Tornado. Not the Hurricane, but Tornado the Reverse Wind.
Damn it!
Sakami no Tornado. So, if you don't get it, Hurricane was in English, and then they said Tatsumaki as in, cyclone or tornado. And then this one is Tornado, as in the English word tornado. Or technically probably like Spanish or Italian first, I would assume, for tornado. Anyway, yeah, this is another one that I'm like, well, happy Pride, everybody, I guess. This is the sassy one. But I'm not sure I would say, like, Breeze the Zephyr, it's a girl. This one just, like, has a weird pompadour hair. and he's like doing a weird look at me. I don't know if I'm a fan of like the coloring of like the edge of his wings being white. Like, it looks a little weird.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Sorry, I had to breathe in a little. This is another level 4. Only got 1,000 attacks, so pretty easy to search, but doesn't search good. But it does say, when this card's normal summon, while your opponent controls a special summon monster, target a Blackwing tune in your graveyard. You're locked to Blackwings from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, but you can special summon that monster, and its effects are negated. You'll notice that they do a lot of those because of, like, Gale being that good. This is another one of those cards that's a normal Blackwing, but it was printed in the Arc 5 era. Funnily enough, this came out in Dark Illusion. Earlier, Gwen was talking about how, Blackwing was kind of the original anime Andy deck. Dark Illusion was the one that gave, Dark Magician shit like Eternal Soul and crap. So, like, it's very funny. We're kind of, like, closing the circle. This is, like, okay. There's a pretty good chance that your opponent's going to control a special summon monster at some point. So, that's, like, fine. But definitely not my favorite. Anyway, I mentioned him earlier. Let's actually talk about him. Because this guy is part of a very interesting, like, alternative build. This is a card that shows up a lot in Edison format. This is Blackwing Vayu, the Emblem of Honor. I don't know why they went that route. In the TCG, his OCG name is basically just literally Vayu the Banner. Hence why he has kind of a glowing banner behind him. But he's named Vayu. Ooh, sorry. I had to itch my nose. But Vayu is the Hindu deity of air. So he's named after a wind god. And I was right. Vayu is wearing a Bancho coat.
Yes.
And, like, Gynax posing. And then they're gonna retrain Vayu later and give him pants. So, Vayu's very weird. Vayu is Blackwing's first level 1 tuner, but its first line of effect text is, this face-up card on the field can't be used as synchro material. So you can't normally use this level 1 tuner as a tuner if it's just face-up on your field. It does have 800 attack, by the way. But if this card's in the graveyard, you can target a non-tuner Blackwing in your graveyard, banish both this card and that target, and if you do, special summon a Blackwing synchro monster from your extra deck whose levels equal the total levels of the banished monster, but its effects are negated. Honestly, if Vayu is printed, like, recently, and I think the new Vayu actually does do this, but, if you actually printed Vayu, like, recently, that would count as a synchro summon. Otherwise, it's just, you get to cheat at a Blackwing by banishing cards in your graveyard. So, like, Vayu lets you do an entire, like, alternate build to, like, kickstart your Blackwing plays from your graveyard. And then next, to round out our last original Blackwinguses, which is to say we're about halfway through the normal main deck Blackwings total.
Only half. We might have to split this up.
Yeah, I know. We said we'd do Warhammer next week, but we might have to put that off because there's just so many fucking Blackwings. Like, we haven't talked about any of the synchros, so I might cull it here, or cull it after we do the OG synchros. And then talk about, like, the manga and Arc 5 and the later support in a second phase, because there's a shitload of these.
There's so many.
This guy is so awful close up. Like, I thought Zephyros was cool until I saw him blown up. Like, I don't know what his problem is.
It's even stupider when you think about the dimensions of the mask and where his mouth is right now. It's like, wait a second. Does that line up properly?
It's got, like, a super long nose. His neck is, like, super far forward. He has giant shoulder pauldrons that are shaped like beaks. And he's got arm fins. Like, this guy is very Toku, but also very stupid. Like, this guy bumps into everything on set. But if you don't know, this guy's fucking infamous because he is used in every goddamn deck. Like, this is like probably our number one Blackwings card that's not played in Blackwings decks. Zephyros the Elite is a level 4 winged beast. It says 1600 attack and 1000 defense. If his card's in your graveyard, return one face-up card you control to the hand. Special summon this card. If you do, take 400. You can only use this effect of Zephyros once per duel. But Zephyros is basically always a free extender, like a free special summon to bounce a guy you like back to your hand and reset something. So even if it's only once per duel, this is great in Blackwings. Just bounce a guy who can special summon itself. You know? Preferably a tuner. All kinds of things. But you can use this in all kinds of stuff. I think so far, this is the only Blackwing card we've talked about that has points in Genesis. This guy's 13 because people use him for degenerate things. You know? And I don't like looking at him. I hate that I now perceive what he's like.
Please, let's move on.
Well, you got to give me a second, because the tables don't actually account for... the charts don't account for synchros, so can I, like, do a search of just Blackwing synchro monsters and, like, filter by age? Probably not. I knew I probably should have prepared more, but I saw these big-ass charts, and I was just like, oh, yeah, we're fine. We got everything. I don't need to worry about any of this stuff. Oh, no. There's a lot of them. Okay. I got a chart, though. We're sorting by synchro. So let me check some printing dates, chat. Okay, that guy's new. That guy's new. Here we go. This is an older one, so I'll make sure to search this one up. And we probably don't need to cover Blackwing Dragon, because one, it's not a Blackwing, it has a space, and also we've already talked about the stuff.
Yeah, didn't we already talk about it when we showed the new Wing Dragon, whatever? I can't even speak.
We already did all the Signer Dragons, and we included a Blackwing Dragon in there because he's, a weird guy. You do actually, it's funny, you sound more stuffed up, like, now, later in the show than when we started.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what it is.
It's okay. I just need to check the release packs on some of those. Okay, that guy's way later. Don't need to worry about him. I kind of knew that Full Armor Master was later. So I think it's... Is it Blackwing Armed Wing first? The Blackwing Synchros are weird that they have, like, a... The first couple have, like, a completely different, like, naming scheme. And then they settle into the more normal ones, so... Also, wow, okay. That's just what this guy's art is. Hold on. Let me get the gallery. This has to be censorified, right? Yeah, no. I didn't realize, but yeah. So we're gonna start with Blackwing Armed Wing. You'll note I made sure to grab the uncensored art because this guy just has a shotgun. It's a bad shotgun because it looks like he has a magazine and a pump action, and also there's a knife sticking out of it, like right out of the barrel. But yeah, he just has a gun.
That's the weirdest gun blade.
The TCG censored this by making it bright orange and green. That said, you also see Armed Wing, like, the mask/helmet design is different. He has a Konami orb, but otherwise this is basically following the Blackwing, almost said battle plan, body plan.
Yeah, I guess. I've got nothing much to add. I don't...
He's just kind of a guy. This is our first time looking at their synchro monsters. He's pretty normal. I think the thing that's most shocking is that assuming I'm, like, filtering this correctly, back in the day, Blackwings didn't actually have that many synchro monsters. And chat can correct me, but, like, I'm looking at it and, like, the like, early phase guys is, like, very limited. Anyway, this guy is, you know, everybody's Babby's first Blackwings. His name is Blackfeather Arms Wing, so they went with Armed Wing. Early as Raging Battle. Level 6 Synchro, 2300 attack, 1000 defense, 1 Blackwing tuner, 1 non-tuner monsters. If this card attacks a defense position monster, it gains 500 attack during the damage step and also inflicts piercing damage. So it's just, if your opponent's in defense position, it attacks better and pierces. Solid for a 6 Synchro, but not the strongest in the world. Still very, very useful. And then I'm pretty sure this would be their big 7. Not the, you know, the guy we hate, but closely related. Still a tough guy to get over. The original Blackwing Armor Master. Not full armor, just Armor Master.
Yeah, this guy.
Remember how we said some of these guys are very Toku? Well, there's a reason why this guy's Armor Master. Also, he's covered in orbs. Wing orbs. Also, by the way, weird they went with Armor Master, not Armor Wing. That was his name in the OCG.
Yeah. If you told me this was some weird elemental hero, I believe it.
Yeah, no, like, I know he's supposed to be fully armored, but he is getting the furthest from the Blackwing aesthetic. Armed Wing was already a little far with the ball mask. This guy with his orb mask and then also being covered in armor is like... It's got kind of the chest pattern a lot of Blackwings do, and obviously he's got lots of black feathers in the background, but it's very hard to tell. This is your 7 Synchro, 2500 attack, 1700 defense. 1 Blackwing tuner, 1 non-tuner monsters. Armor Master can't be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. At the end of the damage step, if it attacked a monster, put a wedge counter on that monster. You can remove all wedge counters from your opponent's monsters. The attack and defensive monsters that had wedge counters become 0 until the end of this turn. So he's basically for, you know, early Yu-Gi-Oh! Crimson Crisis, actually, which technically was before Armed Wing even. So he's the first. But, like, for your Synchro plays, a level 7 that basically can't ever be run over by battle, and that then makes all of your opponent's monsters zeroed out for a turn, is pretty powerful in the crackback. We talked about how Blackwing is kind of a swarming OTK deck. So there are, like, a lot of these guys you can actually, like, get through. So that's pretty all right. Sorry, closing the Armor Master tab. Does that mean that then this is our next need? Maybe breath. So let's. Guys, I'm weird stuff about this, but I'm checking when it was printed. Stardust Overdrive, yeah. So this is old school. So you do the math. You've got a 7, you've got a 6. Well, now you've got an 8. This is Silverwind the Ascendant. I think this is one of the synchros that I actually missed out on. Silverwind.
God damn it!
Was the name. Whatever.
It's. So the perspective does fuck up the hands, but it's also just the giant bird mask with the open jaw and just human.
The mask is huge. They're pretty skinny in there, like they're not drawn with a lot of muscle definition. I might say this is a woman, because it seems like got a little bit of a wasp waist and wider hips, but it really is hard to tell because it's like the mask and the cloak they're wearing is just enormous.
Well, Megan, we've seen plenty of bird men here on this thing that have the most pinchable waist. We can't go off
it
of
is true.
body
but
types.
Also, like I said, she has, or they actually, I should say, has like thicker thighs, and I cannot see all of their abs. But again, they're covered in like a bodysuit, so I don't fucking know. Silverwind the Ascendant. Again, I don't know why it's Ascendant, by the way. It should be Silverwind the Aloof was the OCG name. Is a level 8 with 2,800 attack and 2k defense. 1 Blackwing tuner, 2 or more non-tuners. So you couldn't just do a 4 and a 4 because you didn't have that in this deck anyway. But it was a little trickier for you to set up. But when this card is Synchro Summoned, target 2 face-up monsters with defense lower than this card's attack. Destroy them. You can't conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. But then each time during your opponent's turn, a Blackwing monster will be destroyed by battle the first time. Yes. Sorry, the grammar on this is awful. Let me try that again from the top. During each of your opponent's turns, the first Blackwing monster you control will be destroyed by battle isn't. So it's a one-time only. The first time any Blackwing you have would be destroyed by battle, it isn't with Silverwind. And it can blow up 2 monsters on summon, but you can't battle phase. Especially because it's at least a 3-mat, and it's a 3-mat for an 8. Silverwind is pretty bad. Armor Master is indestructible by battle and lets you zero out your opponent's monsters. Armed Wing is a great, push for game if your opponent has some stuff in defense. There's a lot you can do with that. But it is still like, sorry, Silverwind is still pretty limited in terms of, running through all of those.
Yeah, this is not a synchro I've seen Blackwings use.
Yeah, it's a lot trickier. Let's see, there's a couple of those guys were like from the... Yeah, those guys were from like the manga, so we won't worry about them. I think a lot of their other synchros were from the manga. And then, like, when was... I'm thinking about Hawkjoe right now, Chad. I'm like, when was that guy from? It does say manga, so yeah, I think it was in the manga first. So, Full Armor Master was like a way later. So yeah, I think actually that might be all of their original runs of synchros. Let me chase down.
Did they really not have much?
I think they had 3, and then they had Blackwing Dragon.
That makes sense if they only had that many.
It seems like we were talking much earlier, about like Crow's role in the show, right? It kind of seems like Crow was just kind of there to show up and like do some new tricks. I don't think he really jobbed per se, but like definitely he was a guy who like, you know, what would I say? Like, went through a few, you know, phases, and like he had a couple of like tricks, you know, that were normal, and then he would probably mostly get by with either Armor Master or going into Blackwing Dragon. So for the sake of completion, let me grab Blackwing Dragon or Black Feather Dragon, who has a hyphen for some ungodly reason. Real quick, just to compare. But, like, this is their other, like, big target. They got a boatload added in the manga, where it seems like Crow had a more conventional synchro set. And a few of those, like actually got, you know, run through. But the kind of end goal, besides, you know, I won't say Silver. I was going to joke about saying Silverwind again, but actually Silverwind's not a great card because it's a 3-mat. Blackwing Dragon is a 2-mat, I think, minimum. But there is, you know, Blackwing Dragon. It, you know, with the way its wings are splayed out, it has the color scheme of a Blackwing, but it's also clearly a dragon, and it's weird. I've never been a big fan of him, especially because he's got blades coming out of his torso, like a freak, like a weirdo.
If you told me this was a chimera, I'd believe it.
Yeah. And honestly,
actually,
like,
no. You know what? If you told me this was a Cyberdock, I'd believe it.
Yeah, actually. Also, honestly, like, Blackwing Dragon, like, had its strong utility, because it, if you don't recall, Blackwing Dragon says when you would take damage, place a Black Feather counter on this card instead. It loses 700 attack for each Black Feather counter on it, but you can remove all Black Feather counters to target a face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 700 for each, and then you inflict damage to the attack they lost. It's an anime bullshit effect. It basically protects you from burn damage until you do the crackback. I would assume this got summoned a lot in the anime, to kind of, like, round out, but it is not necessarily, like, a great card to be playing in Blackwing because it's reliant on taking effect damage. There were a couple of cases where it would be useful, but mostly this is a better, because it's completely generic. It's one tuner or one or more non-tuners. This is a better 8 for you to go into off of your Blackwings than Silverwind. But also, because it is completely generic, you could go into it to other decks. And honestly, if you're making 8s, just make Stardust or make, whom do you call it? RDA. You know, like, the strength of Blackwings is that they didn't have a lot of, like, extra deck locks or type locks. So you could summon a few different guys. And
back before, like, they filled out the extra deck, there was so many things you could do.
Yeah, there's a lot of generics you could do before you were set to stuff. Like every card, also, Blackwing Dragon got an alternate for the manga, which came out, like, fairly early in the cycle. Dark Rage Dragon, it just looks like Blackwing Dragon, a bit madder. That one is probably arguably more useful for Blackwing. It's, again, completely generic, same stat line, 28, Dark Dragon Synchro. 1 tuner, 1 non-tuners. Once per turn, when you take damage, send up to 5 cards from the top of your deck to your graveyard. If any monsters were sent by this effect, this card gains 400 attack. That's arguably, like, way better. You deal damage to yourself with, like, a Zephyros or something, and then you can mill up to 5. You actually have a lot of graveyard effects in Blackwings. But yeah, other than that, the Blackwing as a deck was, like, a really strong combo deck that was great at any generic synchro play. Like, obviously, I think Armed Wing is pretty good, and Armor Master is pretty good. But mostly it would be like you could use this to get into, you know, anybody who's generic. Also, you could use it to get into specifically any card that required dark tuners or dark monsters, because all the Blackwings are dark. Basically, all of them are dark.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just a very handy deck to be running back in the day. And we are just about to hit the 3-hour mark, so I think being down to just me and Loth, who is not doing his best, as you can hear, chat, we will pack
I was
this in.
just about to say, Omega, like, if this will have to be the final card, I'm going to be heading out to the shops to go get some pain medicine.
No, that's totally fair. You can in fact go right now. I'm just doing the outro. Like, if you got to go, you got to
Okay.
go. But, like, we are right about to hit the
Thanks.
3-hour mark. We unexpectedly had
Thanks to
Gwyn.
everyone who stuck around.
Yes, thanks for sticking around with us. But like I said, Gwyn unexpectedly showed up. Axe was here for the first half, and he gets to rejoin us to talk about Blackwings that are good? Question mark. Actually, no. That I say that as a joke. The Blackwing synchros were fairly mid, I want to say, for like the 5Ds era. There were some really cracked synchros, but they're mostly just all right. Like, I like what Armor Master is going for, but he's not the most broken motherfucker in the world. But they were a very strong generic synchro deck that could also play like all the dark synchros that you were making back in the day, and they had some really strong like engine elements that you could do. Great with leveling, incredibly consistent deck with Black Whirlwind, which we talked about earlier. They had several unique spell traps we didn't even get to, but like they had an in-archetype Mirror Force, you know. They have like an in-archetype, technically a Pot of Greed, even though it's a bad one, cards for Black Feathers. Like, they had all the spell trap support you'd expect too, chat. So they were a very strong combo deck that just happened to synchro summon, I think. And I guess we'll see how that evolves next time. Or maybe next time. Actually, I'll probably consult if Dallas is free, whether we should do the Warhammer episode right away and then come back for Blackwings or continue on for Blackwings. But thank you all of us for joining, for sitting through all of this. Like I said, I am running some sort of members-only post about the Fail Portrayal stream for technically next month, with the options on it, so you can become a YouTube member to check that out. If you are already a YouTube member and check it out, let me know if it's still open, because like I genuinely can't tell. YouTube doesn't give me the kind of back end that like Patreon does, but I did notice that like even if it was like one and done over like 24 hours, we got like 7 full votes like instantly, as opposed to my Patreon polls for Fail Portrayal, which have been kind of lagging lately. So we're trying some different stuff. Anyway, like I said, check us back next week for whatever, probably Blackwings 2, or maybe I can make a pun about it. Maybe I'll make the second one, why don't we play Blackwings, like in all caps, so they're different but the same. I'll like flip the thumbnail upside down, because there are so many Blackwings, chat. There's so many of these fuckers, and we're not now that I'm alone, we're not generating enough conversation to go 6 hours. There's so many Blackwings, gang. But tomorrow we'll be back in Final Fantasy XIV. If you missed it yesterday, I joked about when looking at Mistral, but we're almost done with Okami. Lucky and I have been streaming Okami for a while, so check that out. And we're going to pack it in. And stay tuned for other stuff. If you missed it, check out this week's episode of Let's Talk FGO. There'll be another little video on this channel and stuff. And keep on, everybody. All right, night gang. Like, comment, and subscribe.